All right. Hello, hello, hello. It is about that time where we get some D's and D's in. Oh, episode 80. Holy crap, episode 80. And yeah, we're pretty much gonna hop in this bad boy. We'll be short one player tonight, but that is all right. That is all right. I'm sure they'll survive. Maybe. So pretty much we're gonna get this bad boy started in a sec as I get them all. I'm gonna let them finish like I'm wrapping up their pre-game. And yeah, we're gonna get this started in a sec. Grab a seat, have some popcorn, and enjoy an RP heavy group because do they love to roleplay. So with that, give me a minute and I'll get them rounded up. And the other phone's D3. Oh, don't worry. I have so many unique ideas for fights. Um, one of the monsters, well, one of the big bads in the campaign that they've been fighting, pretty much every single time they've fought this creature, it has had a new or different ability. So it's the same creature, but with a different feature. Oh, I like that. Um, so that's it's fun to do that where it's like you're fighting this thing, you know what it can do, but then every single time you kind of don't know what it can do because it seems to have something different each time, which is kind of fun to design around. But yeah. Anywho, give me a minute, and we'll finish up our little pregame, and then we'll get started. Made an Iron Golem too. Nice. Nice to do. All right. So who would like to do the recap?
Hmm.
Other scene.
Well, I don't remember what the transition was, but and I may be missing a whole bunch, but we found ourselves out in the wild, and we set up camp and decided to set up some watches. This time it was interesting because it was two person teams doing the watch. And let's see, first watch. Let's see, I can't remember who was the first watch. I can't remember.
I believe it was Opal
You were there.
and Cha as well.
I guess I don't remember what deep philosophical conversation you guys got into. But I remember Sorry and Inanna were getting into the heavy religious stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you and Zedrin got into quite a little bit of tussle yourself, like I recall.
There was we had a visitation, perhaps, at least some sort of image of a dark goddess that's worshipped by Cha, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah, his goddess, Illustre, the drow goddess that he worships.
That's right. She was there in the shadows, and I guess we could take that as a she didn't communicate in any way, but her presence maybe indicates we're on the right path. That's right. Where are we headed for? Remind me there. We're headed for
Um,
Bonk Village. We're okay. It's coming back to me. So we're headed for like Bonk Village on our way to other places. And so we had this frightful experience in the night, which we did survive. And then now I'm remembering. And then as we continue, there might be more details there, but we continued our journey and came upon a couple of cabins in the woods. And they seemed like people lived there, but there was no one around. And there was an enchantment on at least one of the doors. That's okay. Now I'm remembering now. And there was a lot of like attempts to try and do things that didn't really work that well. And finally, we got some people went into one of the houses. There was a lot of things like we should just leave these alone or something. And I don't think that's a good idea. So definitely we got to go and check out everybody's stuff. And eventually we were able to determine there was some sort of glamour or something like that on the door that was an enchantment that was making it seem like the houses were empty or more simply appointed than they really were. And then inside one of the houses there was another door that was being attempted to be picked or somehow opened magically. That's kind of the rough sketch of what I remember.
yeah, there was something really fishy going on with Cha, as I recall correctly. Um, he was pretty adamant about trying to get into this damn house. I remember discussing with Opal after the fact, like, placing bets. Uh, what Cha got visited, what you got visited in the middle of the night. As I recall, we did a little sweep on you, on the area more accurately. There was no trace of the divine slash the celestial, but there was traces of the fae on you, Kozik.
Hmm. That's right. We went out looking
And
for traces of the UFO and we could not find any, but yeah.
the, the UFO?
Well,
Oh,
the goddess, and it was like
unidentified,
she was right here. I know what I saw. And it's like I don't see anything.
unidentified fucking ordained, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know
might
a good
work.
word. Um,
I believe we left off with Zed picking that lock and then getting through, but there was some kind of check, so it was sort of a cliffhanger.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth about it was unnecessary about how far a door was pushed open, who actually went inside, who's outside looking in, who's this. But finally, right, we're trying to open this like mystic door that's inside the house.
Oh shoot,
Which I think is good.
Gavin.
I'm into it.
The
Yo.
dog. The door.
Oh,
I think we left him
gotcha.
And yeah, I
outside.
don't know if there were any other kind of fun details. I mean, there were, but to fill in there. But I think that's kind of where we were at.
I finally get to use this map
Two
again.
weird houses standing in the middle of the woods, yeah.
I
And we're only
believe.
inside one of them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, is that everything that you can think of?
I maintain that I think that they've been possessed by hags, maybe.
Wrong button. Clicked. All right. If you don't have an inspiration, by all means, do what you gotta do.
I have an inspiration.
I do as well. Oh, we got a different forest chillin' symbol. Okay, why can't I make my... Aha, there we go.
Cha, do you have an inspiration?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You're the only other. Well, no, Opal spoke. Opal, do you have inspiration?
And Zed, do you have one?
I didn't hear
believe
Zed's
Opal-
voice during this recap, so that was the only criteria that I was going.
I'll double check Opal's sheet. Looks like they do. But we'll double check when he's back. He's AFK.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it to who. I mean, anybody that needs it should get it.
Sorry, doesn't have one.
Then let Sorry have it.
Let's click. No, I don't want to open my art tablet. That close. And Zed's been muted. Zed doesn't have one.
Was there an important detail cube that we ought to have remembered? Okay.
If it's important enough that it absolutely,
You-
positively has to be known,
You
maybe.
work really hard on it, and sometimes it just takes a glimmer to bring up a whole memory. So that's all.
Sus. But that's our job, Sammy. We're supposed to be sus. All right.
I guess one piece we could add is that Cha feels a bit more sort of invigorated on the quest to release the Gravel creature from its imprisonment. He's had several messages lately from his master and from just kind of different entities, and now from the goddess that he prays to. That this is a good thing to do, and it was something in the beginning Chop definitely was suspicious about doing. But slowly over the days and weeks, he's been kind of like, you know what? Especially with the quadrupod popping up everywhere we go, that it might be able to solve that problem.
That's probably what we're gonna run into in this Goldarn house.
Zed is the quadrupod and the black diamond
Gah!
and Marn.
Marn's been with us the whole time.
All right. Well, you guys just ruined the end of the story.
Surprise.
I
Drat.
need to stop speculating. I always just tell the truth.
Hi, Abby. Aren't you a sweet girl? I'm getting
All right.
kisses.
So before we get started, can I have one of you roll me a D100? Wonderful. All right. Just need to figure something out. So essentially, as we had left off from the previous session, you guys, there was a bit of debate between whether or not to go in. There was a little bit of confusion of who was actually going in and who wasn't. Probably mostly me being confused on who was doing what. Who was staying outside, which there was a couple of you who were relatively hesitant to partake of the entering of the domicile. And of course, at the end of the session, as we had left off, the camera kind of zooms in on this door, like, there's a couple people standing outside, and it zooms in on this door that eventually got, seems like all and this is just sort of from almost from like a fourth wall perspective. Like you can kind of see like an aura around the door just slowly become dissipated and like dim and disappears as dispel magic, functions on it. And at that point, like almost another blip on like the fourth wall camera, you see a much brighter blip inside the house as the door kind of creaks open, almost like the camera's pushing it open and zooming in on the scene of this pretty much one room bedroom, quote unquote, where there's like this leaf bed made of like sticks and leaves and maybe small bits of logs. There's a couple of chairs in here, but beyond that, there's no windows in this particular. No, it was a window in this room, which Zed. I believe Zed was the one who meandered about looking inward and essentially saw what everybody else saw. However, Zed also went in and just said, you know what? There could be some stuff in here. And it was at that point that Kozik's Detect Magic picked up more than one aura of magic on this second door. And almost like simultaneously of that happening and Zed rolling to try to, go up and open this door, it was like an invisible force was just not allowing his thieves' tools to even touch the lock. And it was kind of at that simultaneous moment that Kozik realized that this door is enchanted with abjuration and conjuration.
This makes sense. I remember this.
Trying a different intro. So, what do y'all do?
That is a good question.
Zed, can you get it open? What's the deal, buddy?
Will those thieves' tools even do the trick?
Zed is.
Oh no!
on his month.
It cast mute on him. Zed, come back to us. We haven't figured out who you are yet. Oh, you're good.
It's like I can't even get the tools close enough to the lock to even try and pick it.
That's unusual.
Do we try brute force?
I feel like whatever we throw at it, maybe literally or metaphorically, is just going to be repelled back.
I had the feeling we were possibly able to help someone in need in here, but now it just feels like, I don't know, breaking and entering.
Oh, now.
That's funny.
Now it feels like that.
Yes.
I feel personally, I'm a little bit spent, but I don't know. Maybe Niavara has some more tricks up her sleeve, or perhaps Opal.
I guess what are we hoping is behind that door?
Truth. Or something.
Of?
Something
The
hopeful.
life, the
That-
universe, and
that-
everything.
Is a worthy search.
Hmm.
It's very mysterious.
So you said that there's definitely got magic on it, but you're feeling a bit spent on energy there. Would a bit of a short rest help out with that? Maybe I'm not sure if we
If we have
Just-
time, we can always have a little snack and a little sit down.
I mean,
Although maybe the owners of these cabins might come back in that time, but maybe that wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Yeah, that we'd be able to meet him, see who it was. We hadn't really done much except for push the door open and step in.
I'm down for that. See if they come back.
And if not, then maybe we dispel the door, or we move on.
It's definitely seeming like there are two magically cast doors in this place, not just one. So maybe the people that live here just really don't want people breaking in.
Hmm, that's probably true, but what secrets await us? Hmm. How long is a short rest?
Roughly an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah, an hour of just downtime. I mean, you could still
Yeah.
be doing things, but just a breather kind of thing.
We could also check out the other cabin, which we haven't looked at, and see if maybe there are people there.
I mean, worth a shot, right? We've already broken into one.
There's nothing sacred about the other.
The door was just open.
Slightly open. Ajar.
You could
So yeah, let's
almost
check out the other one.
say, you could almost say, I mean, if you were gonna, this is where it all kind of becomes a bit backwards, because we're having the assumption, and I do agree that if you've got spells on your doors to try and protect anything inside, it's definitely, a sense of security. But if you have that heightened sense of security,
A
why
jar of
would you
security.
leave the door to the building not only unlocked, but literally parted away open, almost inviting someone to come in?
Yeah, that's what made me think somebody was maybe in trouble.
Well, less perceptive people wouldn't know that. They would just look in and assume that there was nothing interesting to find.
I mean, in
It's
a
a good
country filled
strategy.
with goblins and kobolds and bandits and stuff.
Is the other, I guess, a question, is the other cabin's door slightly ajar like this one?
Let's see. I think you were the only one that actually went to that one, right?
Yeah, I walked around both of them.
Yep. You'd probably remember there was probably like a little crack in the door.
Yeah, so both of the doors were kind of sitting just slightly open like that.
Okay, that's creepy.
Isn't that a bit weird? As if they're both. It's like, why would
That's
they both
creepy.
be just slightly open? We're in the middle
It's
of the
almost
woods
an
here.
invitation.
Yeah, I mean, like an animal could just walk in, push open the door. I
Oh
feel like
my
anyone
God,
that lives around here would leave their fucking door open at least,
are
or
we
leave
in
it
the
closed.
stomach
Rather.
of a mimic again?
Maybe.
Oh, that would be.
Well, if you
Charles
did
gonna go
detect,
and poke the wall.
I don't really know how detect magic works, or the I guess what mimics are. Are mimics magical? Would you detect them if you were in the room with one?
Hmm. I guess it's just a
It's a
natural
perfect
creature.
It's just some
Nice.
sort of
Monstrous
creature,
one.
right? Yeah.
But they have
Don't
a
worry, that's probably
magical
gonna be
tongue.
coming real
Like
soon,
the door
Sammy.
is their tongue. They have a magical tongue.
Hmm. They do have an uncanny ability to hide themselves.
Okay, before I was concerned that the occupants were in danger. Now I'm concerned that we're in danger.
This is looking more and more like a trap to me.
I think that my detect magic is if I've been concentrating, that should still be active.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, can we check out the other cabin then officially?
I say let's go take a look.
Good idea.
Okay.
So I would say you probably have about, I'd say about 5 more minutes on it, because you cast
Okay, I
detect
run
magic
over to it.
a good bit ago.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Well, let me think. What all have you done to detect magic? So
Well,
I mean,
does
wasn't
it?
it right when we tried to pick the door? It was like,
When you do detect magic, let's see, concentration, and I did cast dispel magic.
that's not
Does that-
concentration, no. So you can still keep a concentration spell going.
Okay, then that's the only things that I've done.
I'm just thinking in terms of like narrative time in the narrative. Like, you came here, if you cast detect magic as soon as you got here, and then
Poked
people started
around.
picking locks and just like looking around, investigating, et cetera, et cetera. So I'd probably say probably like closer to 7 or 8 minutes.
yeah, I was gonna say it seemed like the only thing that might have happened as soon as his detect magic, because you mentioned as soon as his detect magic kicked in, he saw the magic on the door as Zed was trying to pick it. Zed got thrown back, and
Oh no. So
we pretty much just had like a conversation, right?
no, because he had detect magic on before that. That's how you guys even detected the initial conjuration
Oh,
on the
that's right.
first
That's
door.
right. You're right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, let's check it out. Is there any
So, yeah.
magic afoot? Yeah.
All right, so I'd probably say you have a couple minutes. So how
Okay, well,
about one the time to do one narrative action?
Okay, well, I guess I'll check out the front door just like the first one.
So you walk over to this second door, well, first door in the second cabin, and as explained, as Zed had probably explained to you, it is ajar. It is not a jar of peanut butter or jelly.
Oh,
Just a
shucks.
yeah,
It's
unfortunate.
a soul jar. Run for your lives.
um, but you do detect a wee hint of what do you know? Conjuration.
I think that the same enchantment that was on the door of the first cabin, they've also applied it to this cabin as well. I bet if
Okay,
we had some way to nullify the magic, we would see that there's more to this cabin than meets the eye.
OOC, when Zed
6.
walked around both of these cabins, are they the same? Is it two of the same cabin? Are they like identical?
Yep,
So
they're
far, the
pretty much
setups
same
have been
making setup.
okay.
do you think these two cabins are like the two eyeballs of a monster that's buried in the ground? It's the only part that comes out. And they just happen to look like cabins that we would build a summer cottage in.
I think Discord's having a
Octo?
connection.
Is it, well, to your point, and being the fact that we've actually been inside of a mimic that was a building before, does anyone have a certain sort of speciality with detecting things that might be living, just to see if this is a creature, possibly?
I think
Oddly.
that would be like, a sort of check of the natural world, I guess. I'm not particularly skilled with that. I mean, I can certainly try. I'm not very well familiarized with the wild. Opal, you're book smart.
I'm book smart. I could just. I mean, what do you want me to do?
See, like, are there signs that this thing might be living?
Sure. I'll do some investigation.
Gotta
Out
get
of
the
character, I
next map
think.
ready.
Yeah.
What's being asked for, I believe, is a nature check.
Oh. Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do a nature check. And
Next map
Opal's
is
going to look for any
ready.
signs
Actually, let me
sign
preload the
that
scene just so.
this house or these houses might be alive.
There we go.
That is an 8.
We are so smart. Is anyone else particularly inclined with the natural world?
I mean, what would give you any inclination that Opal does not know?
Oh, that's
Oh.
true. I think it's more of a matter of Neovar tends to ask multiple people for multiple opinions. But that's true.
Welcome back.
Opal, what's your vibe? Or what is this Opal? No.
Yeah, are these just houses?
Yeah, they seem like just houses to you.
They seem just like houses.
We have been able to go in and out of them, that's true.
When the party's
One would think that
terrified to
they're
walk into a
mimics, you know, we would be
into
stopped
a
along the
cabin
way.
in the
I
woods
still
Yeah.
think that
with
all
enchantments on
signs
doors.
point to Hag.
Hmm.
Granted.
Are those I not being familiar whatsoever, but I've been living kind of material plane my whole life. I don't really hear a whole lot about hags. Are they found around here?
Oh, I actually don't know where they're found. It's more of a story that's, you know, taught
I
to.
thought that they were from the Feywild.
They're Fey, but they're not from the Feywild. They are commonly found in the natural world. They prey on mortals. That I know. Some
Well, that's not
humans
good.
believe.
We're all mortal, right?
Some
Yeah.
humans believe that people like
Debatable.
myself are literally caused by hags. That's a myth.
Shaw rolled a 15 history check about hags. Is there anything we can glean from that?
So on a 15, let's see, going down the rabbit hole of the hag. They typically persist. They're usually at their strongest when they are in a coven, which is, you know, a group of 3 of them that have made some kind of pact, deal, agreement, quote unquote business arrangement to essentially work to each other's benefit. They don't necessarily have to like each other. They don't necessarily have to be like, you know, girls' night out on the town. But there's a mutually beneficial agreement amongst the coven, and that will vary from any coven, basically, what that agreement may be. They are, well, hags themselves are often known to essentially, like, you know, they kind of, well, the best way to put it is they don't mind eating kids. Let's see, other information for hags on the 15. They do often live somewhat secluded lives, so, you know, the conclusion that well, maybe not conclusion, but the path that Neovar is taking is not necessarily far off. They do persist outside of civilizations, out in the woods, desolate areas sometimes. They kind of exist on, how do I put it? They kind of exist on the notion that people come to them for things that they want, and more often than not, a hag will be willing to make a deal with you. And Cha, since you are from a location that is very experienced with making deals, if ever there was a surface version of a devil, then a hag would probably be as close as you can get to your life experiences. They love to make a deal with you, and it's almost always to their benefit. And
Right.
the difference is, you know, devils will be like, oh, you just didn't read the fine print. And some will just be like, you know, they'll kind of catch you in the moment of desperation where it's like, well, it's either you go with my deal or you die, or you're in a much worse situation. Whereas hags will be like, yeah, sure, we'll make a deal with you, but there's a lot of fine print, and sort of example would be if you wanted to live forever, like if you wish for immortality, they can give it to you, but what's the trade-off? You're basically just a brain in the jar with eyeballs. Like, what kind of existence is that? So they're a little more trickster and almost a little more underhanded than devils, honestly, when you think about it.
Yeah, devils will make formal contracts, and you can read all the fine print. They're not really going to hide it. They'll just try to mess everybody up.
It's basically like, one of those kids that are just like, well, you didn't say I couldn't do this in this deal, so that's that kind
Right.
of. They kind of play on those aspects in many cases, but that's just purely from 15 history.
So Chop points those things out, and it's like he's reciting from a textbook because that's probably where he got all this. And he's like, so I guess it's possible. Could be hags. Although typically they'd probably be there, ready to make some kind of a pact. Not sneaky, like hiding behind a door. That seems more like something, like a trapdoor spider would do or something.
I mean, they could just be out right now. Maybe looking for their third or doing some sort of ritual elsewhere. All I know, we're in the middle of the woods. No one else is around. Doors kind of open, and there's two of them. And there's weird
Well,
magic on the doors.
I mean,
I don't know what
you
else
think
that could
more would
be.
have happened by now if they were out and about?
Actually, does and not thinking it could be anything else.
Hey, Sammy, if you're still here, I want to test something. Can you give me a exclamation point D20?
I'm ready to keep moving toward Bonk Village if y'all are good with it.
Definitely something we can do.
Insight check.
Maybe
on
we
it
can
on-
ask the people at Bonk Village about it. If we ever head back this way again, we'll learn anything.
And then, Sammy, can you give me a
Yes, that might be true.
high or low?
Well, I'll go along with whatever the party wants to do, but I think that there's more here to discover.
Are you insight checking yourself?
Yeah, she's trying to do like a vibes-based check. She's looking at the scenario. She came out the gate with a pretty strong accusation of like, listen,
Okay.
I've heard some weird shit in my time, but she's like double checking, looking at the clues that she's found. Does she think that there could reasonably be something else that she's missed? Or would there be like a different, better check for that?
I mean, you're confident in your own abilities of what you've, on a 25 insight. I mean, on yourself, you're very confident in your own abilities, so there's not really a whole lot of doubt there. Whether or
You know
not
that
you
you
have
have
been
to go
able to
pee.
uncover any new information or otherwise, I mean, that's entirely up to how you might interpret what you found so far.
Hmm.
And those spells that were cast on the doors were they were relatively powerful too. They couldn't be easily dispelled. They needed a
So
big
on a 9, okay.
lot of effort.
You think the
And
black
then-
diamond's in there, don't you? You want to get
Oh,
your black
if
diamond,
only.
don't you?
If only it were so simple. I don't know about the black diamond itself, but maybe there's some sort of connection. There's some sort of anything will help us on our journey.
Okay, maybe high or low is not the best way to do that.
Hmm.
Hey
So I
Sammy,
wouldn't mind
good or
camping
bad?
out for a little bit.
No
here,
context.
Just having a short rest, and maybe we can try to dispel the magic again. But yeah, beyond that, if the party's not willing to take a short rest, then I guess maybe we should just move along.
Okay, perfect.
So personally,
That makes it way
I kinda-
easier. Okay.
kind of leaning toward Kozik. I'm actually very curious, and if the folks that live here do come back within the next hour, then we just have a right conversation and kind of see who they are, see what they were up to.
I'm
And
cool
and
with
if
that.
not, if they are truly abandoned, then Kozik might be able to try and dispel one of those other doors, and we could take a peek in. Because I while we are trying to get some research done and head to Chronosis and whatnot, I don't feel like we're really pressed on time. But another thing that I will bring up out of respect to what Sari was saying, she was very insistent that we leave this place. So just wanted to also have everyone's thoughts in mind there.
Well, I'm as curious as the next cat, but I thought that there might be somebody in danger. It doesn't seem like that's a factor right now. However, I'm cool to hang out for an hour.
I mean, no skin off my nose. It'll take us several weeks to get to where we're ultimately going anyway.
Yeah,
And
I
you
was
know,
gonna
we
We
say an
like
saved a
hour's
lot
not
of
gonna.
time. We saved a lot of time thanks to Opal's excellent leadership.
the traveler provides. I
This
see
is
a
true.
level to
Discord.
test us with. If it is a hag god rest our souls. I'll see you guys in the next life.
Let me see if anybody else is having a Discord issue.
Let's hope that's nothing that'll end in somebody dying. That would not be great.
Today is a good day to die.
Did you say a good day
Uh,
for
Yeah.
pie?
Me too.
Because I think that sounds like a good idea, and I kind of,
Any day is a good day for pie.
I kind of sit.
Blueberry pie.
I sit down on my pack and kind of stretch out a little bit. I'm like, well, if we're going to stay for a little bit, might as well relax and see if I can focus my energies.
I mean, no.
Yes, yes, I'm having also funny audio lag with my Discord.
Okay, so it's Discord, not me. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Update Tuesday, isn't it? Forgot about that. Anyway, so that's the agreement. A 1 hour sit
Yep,
down.
let's do a short rest.
And I would think that we would sit just kind of like right outside these two cabins.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know if
wouldn't
there's
be
like a fire
You
pit
sure you don't want
outside or
to?
anything.
You sure you don't want to hide and see who comes back? If there's somebody really fishy, we might not want to be visible.
Well, I don't. I feel like we hadn't really done anything wrong, and if they're going to be that aggressive, then they're probably going to meet the tip of my blade all the way down to the hilt, if that makes sense.
Hey, fair enough.
Yes, let us be fair, honest, and out in the open.
All right. So who's doing what in this 1 hour downtime? Kozik is refocusing.
I think Zed will kind of be keeping a bit of a watch. Not like a night watch for a long rest, but he's just occasionally he'll kind of look around just through the tree line and see if he can see people coming up on the camp or anything. But in the meantime, definitely practicing rock paper scissors with the mage hand.
Well, Sammy, I guess now would be the time to use that emote
Get to the bottom of
because
that.
they's about to do some rolling
Inanna doesn't
for it.
actually have the spell augury prepared, so she's actually just fucking around with her tarot cards, trying to do like those types of base readings without any sort of magic behind them and praying. She's like, eh? And she's not very good at it.
Chaw's
And-
gonna take out Mittens from his pack and Alan, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, Alan, check this out." And he's gonna try to maneuver Alan into Mittens' rib cage so
Oh my
that
god.
Alan is like in a mech made of bones. It's like, hey, is that comfortable
This is
for both of you? I don't know why, but I had the thought of this earlier today, so I thought this is a perfect time to experiment.
all right, and who else? Do we That's everybody. Oh, Opal. What's Opal doing? It's 1 hour downtime.
Hmm. I mean, she could work on. Oop! I accidentally reset my game. She could be working on upsizing that armor she stole from one of the hobgoblins they killed in a much earlier session. That's just hanging out in her bag of holding.
About time you put that on.
Yeah, I've been
It's not like
meaning
you've been
to.
crit several times or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not
Thunderwave.
worry about it. It's in the bed. Ah, no.
Level
All right.
1.
So, Zed, give me a perception as you're looking around.
All right. I was gonna say too. So you said Inanna's doing like tarot stuff. Do you want to actually like pull a couple cards? I feel like that could be fun.
Yeah, sure. Fuck, where's my deck
And I'll
though?
do that. Hey, that tracks. Is probably somewhat distracted because he keeps losing.
It's funny because that's the exact same number Sammy rolled in my chat.
Oh, really? Let's go.
I mean,
Sammy.
granted, it's 1 out of 20, but when 2 people get this exact same number, it's kind of fun.
Well, I have a +7, so it just happened to be the right. You know what I mean?
Ooh, what if I could add like pluses to the
Also, I don't
stream
know.
elements?
A little bit of
Oh,
braggadociousness. I don't know if anyone noticed on the session before this. My character rolled
cool.
a nat 1, and I had guidance, so I ended up getting a 10 on my nat 1.
If only I can make
Same.
stream elements like add plus something
Super
something,
failure.
so then chat can be like,
Yeah.
I can be like,
All right,
Sammy,
found my deck.
roll me a d20 plus 2.
Nice.
I need to figure out how I could do that.
Took a second.
That could be cool too. Because then chat can have modifiers. Oh, that'd be cool. Hold on, let me write this down. See, Sammy, you're giving me
So
ideas.
did
You don't even
Zedrin
know
like
it.
ask for a specific reading? Did he have a question, or was he just like watching her?
Oh no, I was like OOC. I was just thinking it'd be neat if you were actually doing tarot stuff to whatever you were looking for.
I need to make-
Oh. Oh, I see your point.
First, I need to see if I can even do it.
I actually do have an idea, but I didn't have the actual
Police,
setup
what's up?
pulled up.
Welcome in, welcome in. Have a good lurk. Enjoy the D's and D's. Sorry, I'm putting this idea down in the document so I don't forget.
While Inanna's getting that ready, Cha's gonna walk over to Zed and say, Zed, could you check something for me?
Yeah. Well,
He's got like a confused look on his face. He's like, here. And Cha's gonna turn around
Okay.
and kind of pull his
Note set.
armor down a little bit on his back, and just be like, do you see anything weird on my back? Like, I don't know, protrusions or scars or anything weird?
Protuberance.
Zed is he's very confused, and he's just kind of his brows like furrowed. He kind of tilts his head sideways a little bit, and he'll look down at the mage hand and just kind of glance up at that little one up on his shoulder. I don't.
Right here. Cha like
Huh.
puts his finger up over behind his back, and he points like the place where the clavicle or not the clavicle, but the scapula is sort of comes up, makes a little bump there, and he's like, anything right there? Any weird marks or strange lesions or scars?
Did you get stabbed by anything?
Well, Cha's like, well, when we were at that cool little camp, with the interesting, migrant folks, and we looked in that trippy magic mirror, where you were outside for a lot of it,
Oh,
of while
yeah.
we were in there. Well, I looked in the mirror and I saw that I had I had wings. They
Oh,
were like leathery succubus wings, a lot like my mother's, but I don't ever remember having wings. I thought it skipped a generation in the family, or it was only for girls or something. But in the mirror, it was I had wings. So it said that it was kind of telling the
well,
future or the past, or so I was just curious if maybe they and I wouldn't put it past my parents. They clipped my wings.
first of all, Cube, does Zed see anything?
Nope.
So, he'll still just be kind of like he's playing along a little bit because there's literally nothing there. Like, yeah, I don't, I don't, um, I don't really
Child like
see
turning his head back and forth, trying to
any.
look over his shoulder, like,
Yeah.
"Eh, eh, eh."
So when you looked in that sort of reflection, uh, was it something that you were just seeing, or could you like possibly feel that they were there? Maybe control them or manipulate them at all?
Gosh, I didn't try to do that. I was just so surprised. But I don't think I felt them, and I think I waved my hand through them, like, and they went through. So it's like they're not really there right now. At least I don't think they are. But I don't know. It was really weird.
Well, I guess it sounds like it was more of like some sort of like visual projection. Is that
I guess it could
you?
be a metaphor, or
You said it kind of
you know,
reminded you of your mother's.
yeah. She
How
was a she was a succubus.
so me not having any knowledge really at all about the hells, how are you born with your wings, or do you what's do you earn them in some weird way?
That's a good question. For the dungeon master, what would I know about the succubus line and how the wings work? Are they something that comes out in like puberty,
Typically,
or
you're born
do you
with
have
them,
to?
but there's been many
So you're
cases where
born.
you also earn them. There's many cases
Oh,
where wings are
interesting.
ripped off too.
Right.
I mean, there's a
So it
lot that
doesn't
happens
seem like
down
there's
there.
a mark. So yeah, Chaw explains that. He's like, yeah, I think I've heard stories of all of that stuff, but typically you'd be born with them. But it's possible that you do some horrifying act, and your hellish reward is a set of leathery wings that allows you to lord over your subjects and whatnot. So I guess she could have earned them, but
Well,
she
maybe
was a
it was more or
succubus,
less
so
maybe not necessarily her per se, but maybe uh, and it's up to your interpretation, I would say. But that could have either been a sign, like you said, of something to come. Maybe it was a good sign, like you earned them for doing something great. But if you are suggesting that you have to do something tragic,
mm,
it might have also been like a warning.
ooh,
Let's
that's a good
see.
point.
Sammy rolled a
Usually
9
when
in
you get
bad.
more
Okay,
power in the hells, it's because you did something really horrible.
double checking.
That yeah, that sounds right.
Well,
So
well, thanks. Uh, and Chaw will go back over and keep playing with Mittens. He'll give
so
Zed a fist bump before he walks back.
the so Alan is crawled out of Mittens. I mean, he seems like he's done it before
I
anyway.
never thought I would hear that. Oh my god.
Wody.
I
Guess
pictured
you didn't
Shot.
like that very much.
Not to interrupt
No,
Cube,
not
but I
not
pictured
It's not that he
I
didn't like it.
pictured
It's just he
Shaw
was
having
just
like kaiju battles with Mittens and Alan.
Pew,
He's just kind of
pew.
like treating him like little GI Joes or something.
I will show you who is the leader around here. Pew pew.
it's mostly Alan can't sit still for long.
Makes sense.
Good
Um,
Mittens, you were so patient while I was doing that. Good job, you guys. Thanks.
So this was the spread, and Anna was up too.
Oh, okay.
This is like, in my opinion, very similar to like what an augury sort of reading would be, without the divine power of an augury. First card reversed, 3 of Wands. So the forest would be, what was I trying to navigate? It says barriers, poor planning, and obstacles. The trees, what has distracted me is the Queen of Swords.
no ads are about to hit, and she's doing a literal tarot reading IRL for the character. I'm snoozing the ads.
Hmm. Cleverness, meticulousness, and intellectual. and intellect.
She has
That's
an actual like
interesting.
tarot deck. So every so often,
Darkness, what is preventing me from seeing my way out? The 5 of Cups.
tarot reading.
Disappointment, setback, and perspective. The Lantern. From where can I draw hope to find my way out? 4 of Cups. Rumination and withdrawal. Interesting. Of course, it's the fucking Hermit being my guide here. Shift my perspective, open my eyes. I will see what I'm seeking. I have options. The guide. What must I address before I can get ahead with my purpose? That is the Lovers. My intentions point me to the path of my heart's deepest desires. Only you know what my true desires are. And only I can make those decisions, to be honest with myself. Ugh! Gross. And the trail ahead of us, once I've apparently embraced what I'm not accepting of myself, it's the Hierophant reversed. To rebel. Choose my battles wisely, though. That's annoying. But that's her reading. I can put it in the chat if needed be.
Much easier to remember that way.
And
And that was
That's
for
interesting.
Inanna or for Zed?
Anna. She was more or less just doing it in place of like a traditional augury because she has no augury prepared. She's fucking around more or less.
Okay.
But still.
You get a web started as you rolled a 9 on the bed. I'm starting simple with this thing I've been tinkering with. Bring you back to this scene.
Oh shit. Entered 1.
Start with Gonna start with this.
That's annoying as a reading.
Reduce the density a little bit, reduce the opacity.
I'm shockingly vague. This is why I should have Augury prepared all the time.
Add.
And then she looks over and sees what Chaw's doing to that poor animal and just going, you realize that even though it is a skeleton, it's, you know,
Meow.
a person.
A skeleton person.
I would hope that, like, if, like, I was a flayed being, you would not use the insides of my skin to, you know, play around with.
I would have had that thought, but if I ever find you flayed, then I won't do that. How about that?
Good promise.
Whether or not he can keep that's a real question. I think was it Zed that wanted a reading?
Did Set want a reading, or was he just asking if I was
No.
actually doing it?
He was just seeing if she was
Yeah.
pulling some cards.
I gotcha.
I was just suggesting if she was looking into whatever situation and did we need to actually draw cards.
Fair enough.
Chaw holds up Mittens is like, you don't care if Alan crawls around in your insides, do you, Mittens?
Min's is a little squirmy. As
Yeah,
cats
I
are.
think
Oh. I guess Alan would technically be your prey, so having the prey in what would be your stomach, you'd probably prefer that in different circumstances. So, sorry, buddy.
So Kozik, feel free to give me a perception check.
Oh goodness.
Kind of hasn't been a part of the conversation, so he's kind of been able to be more aware of things, potentially. We'll see.
Percent. Okay. Bing. And go.
There's one better than say.
Good old 10.
Yep, that is definitely a 10. Yep. Yep. Well, I mean,
I'm
on a
sort of,
10,
Oh, go ahead.
well, it is a 10. Well, it's enough. Yeah, as everybody's having these conversations, playing with undead skeletal cats, with drawing tarot cards, with just kind of looking around. Actually, I'll say since Zed was actively looking, I guess I can give it to him. The air just kind of feels a little bit colder.
What time of day is it? Or what? Huh. Midday. Right. Okay.
But that's about it on a 9 and a 10. There's only so much I can give them. But you wait around for about an hour, and yeah, nobody shows up.
Oh, well, I feel a little bit refreshed. I think I might be able to have another crack at this.
Oh,
Let's see. I guess we should approach the door that we were trying to pick with the locks, right?
Chaw's gonna pull out his staff and just kind of stand at the door and watch, just watch quietly from the shadow behind the door, the outside, to see if anybody approaches.
Theoretically, I can cast this from 120 feet away, so I can just aim through the door. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I guess I've got to get inside that cabin, so I am standing in the cabin, and cubed, I think that if there's 2 effects on this door, I think I have to use the spell twice, don't I?
Yes, because it only would be able to remove one
Which
at a
is
time.
fortunate. Huh. Which spell?
But I thought you were dispelling an item,
Let's
not
see. It says
necessarily.
something about
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
so I guess I was interpreting the magical effect kind of part, but you're right, it is just an object.
Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th, and then it goes on and on.
Okay.
But I would still say if something has more than one enchantment on it, you'd still have to break through multiple barriers of it. Just because, like, imagine if you're in a castle and you have like 4 enchants on like a door, and somebody just walks up and goes, well, I removed one, and therefore I remove all of them.
I think that I see the logic in that. Yep.
Because alternatively, if somebody casts a spell magic on you guys, that also that could also be very bad. If you have like, because it says if we kind of abided by that, and if somebody casts a spell on you, then that would mean every magical item or object that you have becomes dispelled because they're kind of dispelling you, technically.
It's like an anti-magical cloud or something that you just got hit by. Yeah. Yeah, so that makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Well, also in traditional D&D, and this is sort of a house rule thing too, where I kind of have put certain layers on some things. So it's also just it's not going to be necessarily filed under rule as written, because there's a little bit of home rule on how I'd like to, make magical things a little more fun.
I feel like that's cool. The only reason, my only, I guess, pushback a little bit is its base level's a 3rd level spell. And if we come across, again, a door that's got 3 magical properties, we have to use 3 3rd level spells to dispel one door. I don't know. I feel like at sometimes it kind of would make the spell then feel like obsolete. Like, why ever use it?
Actually, it wouldn't, because if you know what effects are on the door, you can pick the most dangerous one and just kind of see what happens with the other 2. Because it doesn't necessarily mean when you're dispelling, when you're like removing a property, doesn't necessarily mean you it's absolutely critical to remove every single magical property on something.
Yeah, conjuration shouldn't be too dangerous, right? But the other one could be. What was it again?
Was that an abjuration?
Abjuration, that's protective.
Abjuration, right.
So that might be what's preventing the
Sammy,
or the lock picking tools.
They didn't even notice.
Right?
Okay, well.
Okay, well let's try.
They didn't roll high enough to notice your roll.
Some sort of
the result of your roll.
And I guess I will just go ahead
don't worry, it's gonna continue.
Gosh, should I just use the inspiration for an advantage roll here?
Yeah, you can.
That's how you kind of mentioned. That's how maybe a more proper way to use it. Okay, let's go ahead and throw it, and we'll see what happens. All right, I kind of put my boots on. I put my boots kind of at a shoulder width, take a powerful stance, and I kind of extend my hand towards the door and cast Dispel Magic. The magic is working. All the
I love imagining Kozik just giving this narrative while he's casting the spell.
Yeah, like it's coming. It's like the bass solo. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, listen to that. So okay, cool. So I've cast it, and I imagine that this spell is 4th level or higher.
Correct.
That I'm trying to cancel.
That it seems to be.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll just roll this charisma check, which is basically that's my magic roll. So I need to get with advantage. I'll use up my inspiration. Oh, seriously?
A
I
4
try
and a
real
4.
hard,
Oof.
and I focus all of my energies, but it seems like the magical effect is still there.
Yeah, so before you kind of felt that level of resistance, right? Where you
Oh,
you
yeah.
felt that pushback, but you managed to, with some motivation, you managed to push through it and, break the, I guess, the threshold, as it were. But on this one, you try and push through it and it just pushes back. Like, you expect it. It's almost like a current that you're fighting against.
It's like a magic magnetic polarity. Ah, I couldn't break through that time. Oh, goodness. Does anybody else have a way to break through? I can try one more time. Maybe if somebody lends me a little bit of their attention, a little bit of their intention, maybe I can break through.
Hmm.
You know, I think that I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Hey, I know you have it in you.
Oh, I don't know that. Um, let's see. It's my last 3rd level spell, but you know what? So be it. Oh man. It froze up. Ah. There we go. So
The
now,
magic energies are gathering. They're gathering.
uh-huh. So it's a D20.
Every
Uh,
spell of 3rd level or target.
an ability check using my spellcasting ability.
Yeah. So somewhere it has to be higher than 14, 15, 16, something like that.
Only ends 1 magical effect on a target. One ongoing spell effect, yeah. Yeah, so it's, so roll it.
D20 plus 3 for my ability check.
Yes.
Let's go.
And
You'd
you were
love to see it.
targeting the abjuration?
Yeah.
Yes.
You'd love to
The
see it.
dark gods come through.
That's good. Nice.
Suppose they do.
I feel it. Feels like you've been successful.
Yeah, because you wouldn't see
Guess
it.
communing with the damn cards came with something. The power of the God, what's the line from Yu-Gi-Oh? The heart of the cards. Would have been more impactful. I had to remember the damn line ahead of time.
All right. I mean, you wouldn't really see anything differently.
Okay. I think we should make our way forward.
Okay, will the door open?
Probably. I think we won't know until we get there.
All
Shall
right,
we?
shall I try the knob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back. I was
I
just
go
saying,
in, I
they
reach a
rolled so
tentative
low they
hand
didn't
out to
even
see if the
notice
door will open.
the effect of your roll. Other than it just kind of seems a little cold. Sorry, so Kozik's opening the door?
Pregnant pause.
So you reach to touch the door, and you realize it's locked.
Oh, that's annoying.
Mr. Thatcher, will you try your tools again?
Yes, I had something happen with your 9
yeah, let's
and
see.
bad. It is still in effect. They just haven't noticed.
Oh, dang.
All right.
Ooh.
Feel free to describe how you unlock this door. Ooh, do tell. Well, on a 9, I was sort of determining an environmental effect. And the 9 was fog.
I guess very carefully
And
since
with
the last
bad,
time he was
well,
repelled.
something bad amidst the fog.
Kind of slowly, almost winces, expecting that he's going to be pushed back again.
But they rolled like a 9 or 10 to notice anything, so they didn't really notice
Flicks
anything.
open the tumblers, sets them all in a line.
All right, yeah, you definitely hear the door. The tumblers, well, tumbling, and you're confident it is unlocked.
That should be unlocked now. Open it.
I think we must. I try to push it open or whatever. Turn the knob.
And also, little one sneezes.
Someone should start keeping a little track of that when he sneezes.
So the door opens, and as it does so, it reveals on the other side. As you have, are you going through or just opening it?
Well, let's open it and see if we need to take a peek through. See what's on the other side.
Seems like you can't see inside. It's just darkness. There's no light that crosses the threshold of this doorway.
And my superior dwarven vision cannot perceive anything.
Accurate.
Aha. Well, someone wants to tie a rope around my waist or something. I'll go in.
This will.
It's my job and duty as a follower
I have
to
50
never
feet
let
of
fear
movement
stop
range.
me. Inanna just walks in. No rope necessary.
She went in.
It's not the first time I've had to walk in the dark.
Oh,
Chaw's gonna look out at the forest one more time, and then then go up to the door with everyone.
All right.
well,
So the moment Inanna, not necessarily touching anything per se, because you're just walking through a threshold, but like imagine a barrier, as it were, and the second Inanna starts to step through, the darkness is instantly dispelled, and it's almost like a like Stargate-esque kind of ripple effect in the doorway, and the darkness slowly and then rapidly, slow then fast. The image begins to form of what looks like a grassland, like hill. There's like hills and fields, and they just kind of seem like they go on forever. Just like these rolling hills and lush grassland and a sunny sky out. Lush green grassland, mind you. And Niavara steps through. And this was for everybody but Niavara because she had already kind of started stepping through when it did this.
Very cool.
Oh
Is it
no, another
gate?
dimension?
Right, it looks like a gateway.
Yet another dimension? Okay.
Sounds fun.
Does
I'm in.
does does it look familiar at all? Like the landscape? Is it anything we've seen, anything like before?
Neovar has never been. Oh, you all stepping through? Because from what I know, just Neovar stepped through.
Oh, did
Oh,
you say
I've-
we could all see it now, or only she can see it?
Well, you all could see it. She was the only one that couldn't see it because she was stepping through when it did this.
Right.
One last question. Do we see her through the doorway?
Yes, you can.
All right, then I gotta back her up. I gotta go through.
Hmm.
Kozik steps through.
We're
Cha,
trying to get
Cha looks
so
at
long.
Zed and is just like, "You first, buddy."
Let me also, as they're stepping through,
Let's
Zed's
go
just gonna
in.
nod and kind of look at Cha and just be like, "I mate, this is one of those times," and he's just gonna walk through.
up the opacity.
And Cha follows. It's like, it certainly is.
We're going to
Uh,
get so lost. And Opal will follow them.
So basically, the most important thing is I need to know who are the last two going in.
The last two going in? Hmm.
I'd say Cha is the last one going in.
That's one.
I think right before
So-
Cha it would be Opal.
It's Inanna, then Kozik, and then I'm assuming Zedrin immediately after Kozik.
Yeah.
So then, by definition, Shaw and Opal would be the last two, unless we're counting Sorry in any capacity.
She was
she's
like
not
the second
here.
to go through. Just for expediency's sake.
Fair enough. So yeah, Opal and Shaw.
Can you two give me a perception check real quick?
Mhm.
Uh-oh. May you guys do well. Oh no.
I'm blind. Actually. Oh.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, eye
Mhm.
emoji.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, still in that one.
Should I use an inspiration?
Do you want to?
Yeah, sure. I'll burn an inspiration for this.
A wise decision.
Nothing bad will happen.
Nothing worse will happen.
Yeah.
So with a 7, and I'll probably say of the two of you going in, you probably are the first one in, and then Cha would be the last one. But you would notice this after Cha does, and so you notice how the scene is real misty like right now. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's accurate. They sound like they're
The scene
drunk.
is misty.
You know how there's like a fog in the
Yeah.
in the scene you're in? That wasn't there before. And you come to that realization as people start stepping through. And
In
with
the
a
cabin or in the new world?
in the cabin. This is before you step through.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Mm.
as everybody's starting to make their way in and you're inside the cabin, Shaw, you are very confident. You can hear. At first it was sort of soft and like quiet, like maybe further away, but it became louder and louder and louder until it almost sounded like a thundering heavy footsteps, like something bounding towards this location. And as you hear this, as people have stepped through, and as Opal is starting to, about halfway through, stepping through the doorway, in front of the window, the only window in this well, that you've observed, there appears to be just this giant, what looks like a reptilian eyeball in front of the window. It is massive. And it is staring, and you can hear this growling sound, this agitated, angry growl. But all you can see, it's because it takes up the entirety of the window, is this giant eye. Almost like imagine like an eye of Sauron, just like he's peeping Tom on you right now.
Right.
And in the doorway, to which you have properly dispelled and left open, all you can see is a massive like talon or two trying to reach in,
Ooh.
and you can hear the creaks of the wood of the hut around you, like something heavy is either falling on it or leaning against it. And it's almost like being on a creaky old ship or a creaky house that's on a windy day. But you know it's not wind. You know it's not some old hut. This looks relatively sturdy for what it is. Whatever this thing is, fucking massive. And it has taken notice of you guys. And Opal, you kind of catch that on the in the corner of your vision as you step through.
What was that?
Cha like grabs the door and just tries to slam it shut.
Give me an
There's a
acrobatics.
huge fucking creature there that wants us. It doesn't like that we're doing this. Acrobatics. Okay. 50.
Okay. So you see the claw, like it's kind of like reaching in, trying to grab at something, and you can see the massive claw marks just gouged into the wood as if it was like toilet paper. And you just happen to catch the moment when it's like its claw retracts, and it looks kind of seems like it might be trying to move around to the front. And all you see is like this massive, gnarly set of teeth in front of the door, and you slam it shut. And you realize now you are the only one in this building.
Wait a minute. So Cha is there all alone in the building?
Yeah, because everybody stepped through the doorway.
No. I wanted to slam it shut from within. So he's
Like
stepping
behind
through.
him.
Oh, so stepping through the portal?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
okay,
trying to
okay.
close
I thought you were
the door
talking about
behind
the first door. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. See the complications of having two doors in the building. So yeah, you do that, and you see all that happening is you can kind of see like bits of the wood and the quote unquote scaffolding start to collapse as you slam the door shut.
Cha looks around at everybody and is like, holy shit. You guys would not believe what I just saw. There was a giant reptilian creature, and I mean gigantic, leaning down on the cabin while we were entering the door. And it was reaching in for us with these huge talons.
Oh no.
What?
Well,
What
can we get
happened?
back?
What happened when the door closed behind Cha?
Yeah.
It just closes.
Do we still just
And is
see
it
a
still
door?
there?
There used to be a door.
Is it connected to anything? Because aren't we in like grasslands?
From your perspective, because
It's
on this
just, like,
side, you're just
sitting
in the middle of, just in grassland. And yeah, as you step back and you look around, you look back. There's two cabins.
Oh no.
2 cabins.
What the hell was that? We didn't hear anything about giant reptilian creatures in the wilderness. Why
Uh,
wouldn't someone tell us about that?
It might be a new development. Because I think withholding the fact that there might be dragons out and about is a bit of a horrible thing to leave unmentioned.
I mean, it was as soon as you cracked the lock and we started stepping through, I heard these horrifying, massive footsteps smashing through the woods toward the cabin. And it's like it was crushing the cabin to get in. Hey, wait
Well,
a
maybe
minute.
it's good that we escaped. I
Little
don't know.
one? Little one, do you get sniffly when you're around other dragons?
I don't think so.
It might have been the dragon. I don't know. All I saw was a huge eye and talons swinging toward us, and I shut the door behind us. Is anything
Hmm.
trying to get through the door at this point?
You don't hear anything.
Oh,
Do we want
man.
to try and open the door back up? See if we're just stuck here wherever here is?
Maybe from a distance? Hey, Zed, you've got your magic hand. Can you open the door with it? We'll stand back and see if anything happens.
Yeah. I guess that'll just be like he'll cast Mage Hand and just be like, yeah, maybe it's gone already.
I don't know. It seemed really pissed. I guess we could wait a while.
Well, so hold on now. You said that it was massive, whatever it was.
I mean, we're talking enormous.
And I mean, not
So
when I was describing the eye, not like actual Eye of Sauron, but just kind of like imagine if somebody put just a window in front of the Eye of Sauron and you were just like living in a house, just big old eye that takes up a whole window kind of thing.
So
Gotcha.
Chaz explained that like he's like doing, hand signals to gesture to show the window, and then the size of the eyeball in the window,
so
like that.
it seems like then whatever it is probably wasn't going to be able to fit into the cabin and then therefore probably not through this door to follow us.
Not unless it could smash through, but yeah. So okay, if that theory holds true,
I'm just kind of curious. Otherwise, we are officially stuck here.
and potentially fighting a dragon.
Hmm.
Jesus, a dragon. I mean, I've read about them, but do you think that was a dragon? Whew. I mean, we saw the big, ginormous dragon, and we've seen little one.
I was going to say, we've actually come across a few dragons and we've had kind of good relations with all of them. So
This one seemed really, really pissed.
I wonder why.
Why would it care so much about a house in the woods that somehow has a double in another plane of existence?
ooh,
Maybe it has nothing to do with the houses and it was going to attack us anyway.
that or
We found somebody's vacation home.
yeah, this might be like maybe like it's home that it's trying to protect or whatever. I don't know how that works. I guess first things first, if we're not going back through the door to meet whoever that was or whatever it was, we should probably find out where we are.
I kind of want
Jeez.
to open the door just to make sure there's
Yeah, I would
nothing.
say Zed uses Mage Hand to open the door.
Let's try to communicate with it if it's there.
So who's
If the
opening the
door would
door?
Zed's Mage Hand.
I heard Mage Hand was opening the door.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the door doesn't open. As from you, it would from your perspective, it would swing outward.
Oh, like into the room theoretically.
Correct.
That's tough. Okay.
So it won't open.
Not with what Mage Hand can carry.
You know what? Opal will pull on the door.
Oh,
You have that full plate on, right? Morbid curiosity.
Not yet.
Okay. Because I would never ask a arbitrary question like that.
It's terrifying. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir.
This is the job of a DM, folks. We only have to instill a little bit of terror. Okay, so give me a the strength one, athletics.
Athletics.
Is that the strength? I always get them mixed up and I hate it. My brain just entered.
Covers difficult
acrobatics is
situations.
dex and
Oh,
athletics
I'm
is strength.
Athleticism.
Gotcha. So athletics.
Yes.
Gotcha. Let me just double check something about my arcane armor.
I think like Simone Giles for acrobatics and like Hulk Hogan for athletics.
Because I just want to make sure that this affects these.
But in my head, I can also see that being switched around just as equally. Acro. Ath. No, of course not.
Shoot, where? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I can just use my intelligence modifier for this saving throw. Yay! Or for this athletics. Oh wait, never mind. Fuck.
Ooh, thank goodness.
I got nothing.
Yep, nope, the door doesn't budge. Well, I mean, it budges, but it doesn't open.
Hey guys, I think we might need a bit more help getting this door open.
Right?
Okay, I'll
May as well prep
I'll
the
step up
D6s
again and try
now.
to. And break my wrist.
Yeah, no. You know, Kozik, as you go to try and open the door, one of the worst possible offenses to noble-born dwarven fingernails has occurred. You have broken a fingernail, and now it's a hangnail.
Ah. Gosh, that hurts. Ah. Well, I can't. I don't know. I don't know if I can open this.
I don't know if I can go on, guys. Just leave me
Gosh.
behind.
Eee.
Okay, I'll give it a try again then. Stand back. Ready? Oh yeah, and you had me do acrobatics before. Would it be athletics this time?
Yes, because this is strength-based to try and shove this door open.
Yeah.
Nope. It
Better than 10.
does not budge open.
Surely we can open a door.
Here, I just rechecked. I can in fact use my arcane armor to magically enhance my strength. Let's do this. Try number 2 for Opal.
Damage be okay. That's not too bad. Oh,
Yep. How's that for you, DM?
Please hold.
Holding.
What? Why is it? Oh, set 2-0. All right. Yeah, you bashed the door open. And as you are the one bashing the door open, what is your current AC? And I'm also going to need a reflex saving throw. As the second you do, there is a gout of flame already greeting you, and talons
Oh
swiping at the door.
God.
AC is 14. And
What did
what
they
specific
expect
roll?
to happen?
Athletics?
Reflex or dexterity save.
Oh, gotcha. This is going to go great.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Does somebody have an inspiration I can use?
I used mine.
Two. That.
Ouch, my
Then-
fingernail.
No.
Okay, you can use mine.
Thank you, Chop.
That's still
17. Oh, that's much
Oh.
better. You saved me, Cha, and I appreciate you greatly.
Maybe.
Next time I have inspiration, I'll hand it to you if needed.
But can't
Ah,
do
don't worry about it. It's a party resource.
multiple.
See if it actually did the job.
2d10. 3. Holy shit. No, it can't bite though, so it'd be 2 claws. Okay.
So, DM, how's everything?
I'm having to calculate stuff. And then breath weapon is there it is. Okay. Pass, so only half. Alright, so let's resolve these first things. Ooh, this might really suck for you. D10.
Might really.
That's for claw. So 10. Gotta add wait, breath weapon?
Yes.
Sammy, thank you for this suggestion with your 9 and bad. Sorry, I gotta do some math here. 15. Okay. So the first, as soon as you open that door, you bust the door open, which now there's a busted door in front of you. Congratulations. This giant talon, it looks like the building had collapsed around the door, which is probably why it was so difficult to get it open. But in doing so, you slam the door open, knocking debris and rubble away with that check. And thusly, as soon as you do so, there's this giant talon that just reaches in, and it's not like the whole talon can even reach through the door. It's just like it's enough to clip you, which
That
is
thing is massive.
yeah, it is. And you end up taking of the physical damage because I can't remember if your arcane armor reduces phys damage. So 13 damage on one claw.
Yep.
And then 7 damage on the second.
So a total of 20 damage.
Oh, we're not done yet. And
Oh.
then this was for the dexterity save. So you'd only take half.
Okay, that's good at least. Oh wait, this is a gout of fire, right?
Correct.
I'm resistant. Or resistant to fire because of my origin as an Azarian.
Correct. And you will need this.
Oh! Ow!
Oh my
Opal was
god, for
unconscious.
reals?
Actually,
you would
wait.
take half of that.
So half damage.
So it'd be
19,
half and half. Because it's
half
you're
damage at
resistant.
that.
So
19
it's first.
reduced to 10 or 9 damage.
Yes. So it would be you take half from the reflex and then half from the resistance.
Okay, so I'm down to 8 HP. I'm still standing.
As you know, like some of those anime, like the meme gifs, whatever.
What am I, Yamcha?
Yeah, you're just like you open the door and it's just like you get this like this claw reaches through, like it just smacks you twice, and then there's just a gout of flame that, like for everybody else, it's like Opal opens the door and just like claw, and then just they're completely covered in fire, and all you can see through the doorway is this fire. Like somebody just, yeah, like imagine like the Backdraft movies where it's like somebody opens the door, it's just like a flamethrower sticking through a door.
Yeah, Opal's going to quickly run away from the doorway and be like, I would suggest that we get the hell away from that. Ow!
Oh, you didn't even get the thunder wave that time.
Oh, I'm still standing unlike that time. And hey, we were trying to open the door.
Yeah, it's open. It's still open.
Get away from the door!
I'm going to cast some Cure Wounds on myself. Ouch.
But you're pretty confident you can mage hand it closed. Whether or not it'll lock now, you guys did kind of smash it.
I mean, I wasn't saying I was smashing it. I was saying I was trying to open the door.
Correct. There are consequences to trying to force a door open, though.
This is true.
You think it'll try to talk to us now?
Likely not. I vote that we just start running.
Well, it can't make it through the door to follow us.
Exactly. So let's just get going. It'll either
Yeah.
You think
Do
it'll
not-
wait there?
Do not try to tempt it into polymorphing.
don't say the word then.
True.
Inanna
Sorry.
is so what is their current surroundings?
Open grassland, rolling hills, maybe some like mountains off in the distance. Ooh, actually, I could switch the scene to have like a better backdrop. We can kind of use that one. And 2 cabins, one of which that has a door currently open, and what looks like extreme scorch marks in the grass in front of it, and just another cabin nearby.
Ah, that's better.
So it's only open grasslands, and the closest thing of cover is the other cabin.
Yup.
You know what, guys? I'm going to suggest that we go around the other side of that cabin right there. Where the door is that's currently busted in. And we just start running. And we come back maybe in like, a couple hours.
Yes, let's run for a while.
Let's
Let's
just run.
I'll remember
run.
the path. We'll be fine.
Famous last words.
Hey, I literally can't forget paths. It's in my brain.
Unless
Famous
Unless
last
I was
words.
unconscious.
Let's go. Let's zoom.
there are caveats to that. I'm very
Yeah.
aware of them.
Yeah. Cockiness is an adventuring party's worst nightmare.
Anna is just gonna start
doesn't
running
necessarily work
towards, I
with
guess, the mountains. Best
Magical
feature
terrain
coming
changes.
up.
Sorry, say again.
Running toward the mountains, I think, is the decision. Because,
All right.
identifiable landmark.
You start running towards the mountains, which feels like they're way, way, way off in the distance.
That's totally fine.
And for those of you who, if you're going to follow Niavara, She is gone.
Huh.
Just in an
Huh?
instant.
Cha
And
watches her run away and is just like, where are we running to? Like, isn't this our way back? Maybe we should check the other cabin and see if we could get through that way, maybe? Or
but
Uh-oh.
well, I should say here. Let me clarify. By gone, I mean she is not currently in front of you, as she's the first one running.
right.
As in to say, in the blink of an eye, she disappears. Niavara,
Yeah.
as you input the thought into your head, I want to go the fuck over there. It's almost like you start moving, you blink. It feels like you only took a single step, but then you're just standing at the base of these mountains now.
Oh shit.
Niavara pauses, waits.
Yeah, just remember to set the DPI in your mouse to way lower because no, just kidding.
um, she will not freak out. She will turn around and see if anyone else is with her.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. First
So
rule of being lost is
don't get lost. So yeah, you're at the base of this mountain all alone in a land that you have no idea, and you're just there's just this almost like an eerie silence, and the only sound that you are in the presence of is just idle wind.
makes a quick little glance around for anything ominous looking signs of humanity or animals particularly. She's been alone in places that she's not familiar with before. So she has a pretty good survival instinct, one might say.
Well, we'll see what you see in a second. Let's see what everybody else is doing because you doing this was it. Imagine like Dragon Ball Z instant transmission. You basically did something like that. What's the rest of the party doing? You guys saw Niavara just take a step and then just instantly vanish.
Shit, you
Well, she's
guys don't
gone.
move. Don't move. There's something freaky about this place. So do we see a sun, a moon? Like, what does the sky look like?
Yeah, the sun is out. It's
Okay,
a
so it
sunny
looks
sunny
like
day
the
on the
material
grassland.
plane.
Nice warm.
Grassland. She didn't just learn how to teleport or anything, right?
What should we do?
Um, man. So the door is still open. Is there like an eyeball peeking through, or is it like, is anything happening at the doorway?
Oh yeah, there's still a claw trying to constantly get through there.
Cha's gonna be like, damn it, I wish that thing would just go away. And
Does
he's
it go
gonna look
away?
around.
The door vanishes.
Oh! Oh shit, did you see that? So it is
Well, yeah.
the talon is just gone, like the door's gone.
The door, the talon, and that cabin are all gone.
Oh. Um.
What did you do?
I mean, I just said I wanted it to go. Wait a minute. Is any of this familiar to us? Like, have we heard of places where you can just kind of think and will things out of thin air?
Hmm. Have you?
You know, I'm gonna do a history check.
just to see if this is familiar in any way other than like in dreams.
Nope.
Hmm.
There is nothing that you can think of that would have this property. And even, right, like even in a dream, right, there's still, you can have control, but there's still some stuff that, you might not have control over.
Right.
And especially, you're very, I mean, do you pinch yourself?
Oh, for sure.
And that's when Shaw
Ow.
wakes up the next morning.
Oh, it was all a dream.
No.
No, everybody's still there. And you pinched yourself.
Ah! Um, is this like the land of wishes or something? Iavara wanted to go away. She went away. I wanted the Talon to go away. It went away. Maybe we
Well-
can wish Niavara back here? I wish that Niavara was here. I mean, Inanna was here again. Char closes his eyes tight and like,
No effect.
okay. I wish that I had wings. Child's gonna like imagine the wings bursting out of his back.
And they do.
Oh,
What?
yes!
No.
Child's gonna
And
he's gonna flap him.
You do realize that they look exactly like the ones in the mirror.
Yes. Nice. Child's gonna like try to control him and stretch him out, and then try to flap him and see if he can get up in the air at all.
Oh yeah, you have a flight speed.
Ah!
Shaw's just flying around. Huh.
Yep.
Hmm.
He just miraculously sprouted wings and started flying.
And Inanna is still just not nearby
Gone.
us.
Yep, she's at the mountain. I'm just seeing what everybody else is doing because she has a perception.
Hmm.
Hey Kozik, wish for your black diamond. You'll have it, I think.
That does not sound like a good idea.
Can't be that simple. What? All right. Hey, I wish that the black diamond that I seek is right here.
A black diamond that you seek appears in front of you.
Oh, it's a trick. It must be. And I
Think?
kind of go up and I try to touch it.
I'm flying though. It's not a trick.
It is cold to the touch. It is very sturdy. It is exactly as you would imagine it to be. It's exactly as it has been described to you.
Can I pick it up?
I mean, do you want to pick it up?
Yeah.
Then you
I mean,
can
how
pick it
big
up.
is it? What are we talking about? It's like beach ball sized, or
Oh yeah, it's well, I guess for a dwarf. It's like half your size.
Oh.
yeah. Okay. Well, I try to heft it.
And as you touch it, it shrinks down to a handleable size.
Okay. Wow. It's as if it's as if it fits in my palm now. It's still quite impressive.
Zed,
Well,
what do you want to
all right then. Problem solved. Quest over. Now we just need to get out of here, right?
All of our dreams are fulfilled. Hey, maybe Captain Thatcher could show up right here.
Hmm. This seems a bit too simple. This place can't just give us everything we want so easily, can it?
Yeah,
What do you
as
want,
Opal says
Opal?
that Zed hasn't said anything this whole time. And as Opal says that, he just kind of peers over at Opal and he's looking around. He's got not quite a concerned face, but he's very he's a bit like kind of on guard right now because none of this feels right. So he's not saying anything, but he's gonna in the thieves can't sort of sign language that Cha and Zed have developed. He's gonna sign to him to Cha and say, "Hey mate, none of this feels right.
Is it
I'd
real?
really like to know where we are."
In some
Oh, I
capacity.
mean,
It's
of
not
course
illusion.
it's not right.
Put it that way. It's not illusion.
Cha just says it out loud.
But I don't want to spoil too much
Like-
for you.
But I mean, shit! Look at this. And he kind of rocks a thumb at his wings. He kind of flaps and then lands back down in front of them. Dude, we're in a really weird place where you can think stuff. Like, I get it. It's totally weird. I was just enjoying myself. So yeah, we should find Niavara. I mean, God, Inanna. I'll never get used to it. I wonder if that's even her real name. Either of them. Anyway.
I won't worry too much
I
about
feel
it.
like it's cursed.
Okay. I got
You
an
know what? I
idea.
have an
How about
idea.
we imagine that we
Wait,
are standing
Door
next
to
to
Niravara.
Yes, we all imagine we're standing next to Inanna
Oh,
all at
yeah,
the same
Inanna.
time.
So when you
Okay,
said you
ready?
wish you knew where Niavara was, in your head, you picture Niavara standing at the base of a mountain, looking about.
Ah, shit. That's right.
This is hag magic. Not quite. Feel like it's cursed? Nah, not really. I guess depending on your perspective.
Hmm.
Okay. I pictured Niavara. I mean, Inanna. Let's all picture Inanna and that we're standing next to her. And that we want to be there. Want to do all that? You guys are ready?
All right, I guess it can't hurt.
Okay,
Maybe.
on one, we all do it together. 3, 2, 1.
Bonkin.
And Alan farts. So Inanna, with your perception of 19, you're looking around in this field because this is before whatever happens from what you guys do. So you're looking around in this field, like the rolling hills in front of you, the mountain behind you, or whichever direction you want to be facing. You look up towards the mountain, and you could swear that you saw like a pair of eyes like in the clouds as they're kind of rolling overhead. Like when people look up in the sky and like, it's the face of God, or look, it's C-3PO, it's a cloud. It's kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
But that's what you notice with your perception. As out of nowhere, the rest of your party just appears next to you. Kozik holding a black diamond. Cha with the pair of leathery white wings as described and conveyed through the mirror.
And basically does a full-fledged jump as they fucking appear out of nowhere.
I
She's
will
like,
say
"What
Zed probably doesn't appear
Oh,
because as we were doing the countdown and all of that, Zed did not think the same thing.
Nice.
He waited to see what was going to happen.
she's looking around at the party. Any changes that I should have been told about prior to them happening?
This place listens to your thoughts.
Then I'll be sure not to think. Should be hard for
Zed
some
was the
members of
only one
us.
that didn't teleport back.
or overthink, which is easy for some of us.
Extremely. And then she's like, wait a second. I seem to think that we're missing a rather certain pirate. I know that I give him shit, but where's Zedrin?
We all did a countdown. We're going to imagine standing next to you.
Oh.
Ah. I mean,
Oh my goodness. Okay, can we do another countdown? We're all and imagine that we're all standing next to Zed.
But
Hmm.
while you're having that conversation, what's Zed doing?
So, he hasn't said anything yet out loud. And he's been observing and just trying to kind of figure out what's going on. So I'm assuming that everyone that was standing in front of him just disappears.
Yep, they all did the countdown, and then poof.
So Zed's gonna look around for a second. I guess he's gonna see that one of the cabins is gone. He's alone here, and he'll, kind of look around, and then without really hesitating, he's gonna say out loud, "I wish to know who I am."
Nice.
So, in front of you appears a mirror, almost like a mirror was turned sideways, and then it kind of reveals its surface to you. And in this mirror, it reveals you, but at that point, it shatters, like the mirror itself shatters, and then reforms. And then you see yourself, and then yourself, and yourself standing behind you, and then it's almost like a small crowd of you. You said you want to see your true self, right?
I
So,
basically said I wish to know who I am.
how would it convey that information? Give me a second because I gotta get through the notes on your character. Feel free to have a conversation over a teleport group real quick.
So
Zed.
again, I
Story.
have to ask, what the fuck's going on here? I said run. I looked toward the mountain. I came to the mountain out of nowhere. Very strange, might I ask. Secondly, does anyone else see an eye up there?
Hmm?
An eye up in the cloud top.
You look up into the clouds. Is there anything there?
Nope. Just clouds.
This place is going to drive us insane. Also, I think when you were running over here, you might have subconsciously thought, hey, I want to go to that mountain. And this place listened to you and just threw you over there. Or over here.
So
Like, have you seen Cha? Look at him. He has wings.
that's why I'm like half concerned that you've been replaced with some other party group. Ugh, disgusting. No, not you. As in, like, all of you got replaced by like versions of you that were slightly different.
Hmm.
Another
Okay.
take on a changeling story.
Yeah, right.
Ha ha ha.
Well, anyway,
So
despite your narcissism, we are all our own selves, and I saw in the mirror at that traveling band's group, I saw myself with wings, just like my mother had, but I don't have wings, so it was kind of weird. So I guess it was just on my mind. So I imagined that I could have those wings here when I saw that we could like do things with our minds here. It's kind of like a dream. It's like we're awake in a dream world.
Detect magic would detect something,
Very
And I was
but it would be
gonna
very
think about
obscured
it.
as the entire area is
It is
covered in
very
magic.
strange. You'd mentioned that your mother was a
The whole
succubus and
zone.
that she'd had wings while you did not. And I'd mentioned that I'd met tieflings, but I didn't think that they had that sort of a direct connection to the devils before.
Well, not all of them.
No, not all of them. And honest, trying to think about like what sort of a place would provide an experience like this of any. She's like racking her brains religiously.
I was thinking about it too. I don't exactly know. But I mean, we've been to how many different planes of existence in the last few weeks? Why wouldn't there be one where our thoughts would become manifest? Hey, I could imagine my nightclub! And Chalk closes his eyes and pictures his nightclub. At least, you know how much of it he's designed in his head to this point.
So there's a incomplete building in front of you.
You see like a wall open. It's like a stage. It's like the fourth wall has been removed. And the interior is very dark, but has these kind of moving, like blazing light formations with holographic images hovering through the air, and a raised stand held up by chains with a drider spinning a new form of music called Mage Wave.
Mage wave.
And he has like these strange devices attached to his ears, and he's this is a drider, so it's a drow with a humanoid torso but spider legs, and he's dressed really cool, and he's like got a table and is maneuvering different devices on it, which is changing this thumping, you know, kind of ethereal music out of thin air. And Cha's like, yes! And you see some concepts of it that are the design of the magic shop back in Miriam's what's it called again? What's the name of that city? Oh
Zareth.
my god. Zareth, that's right. I was about to say Zarathustra, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So there's a little bit of design of that magic shop where things are just floating around. But it's like it's it's kind of hazy, but it looks kind of neat, but it's incomplete.
All right. All right. There it is. Oh god, mosquito! Why? Sorry, mosquito attacking me.
Destroy it.
Kill it with fire.
There are two creatures that I can't stand to be in the presence of. They're both insects. Mosquitoes are one of them.
Wasps.
I don't even care that much about wasps. It's ants. Because I think I'm allergic to
Fair.
ants. The pheromones the ants have. So when it gets on, like when an ant crawls on me, like it's like it makes me itch for like forever. And it's I don't know. Maybe it's not allergic, but like if it crawls on me a little bit, then it's just like my whole body gets real itchy. I hate it. But give me 1 second. Give me a sec.
And Ani gets like one look at the drider though and puts Opal between herself and it. It might be
Herself and what?
fake. The drider.
Sorry. I was on a mad hunt for a mosquito that kept trying to attack me. So sorry, I was trying to get Zed's thing up here. So Zed, when the mirror reforms, the scene changes. It goes from it's shattering and reforming, and each shattered piece is a reflection of you. But when the mirror reforms, the reflections of you stay the same, as if you're in a room of yourself. And it's at that point the mirror flashes and conveys a scene. A man who looks surprisingly like you, beard included, appears to be wielding some kind of a funky looking, like zigzag, like almost like lightning bolt looking sword. However, as the camera, quote unquote camera, the mirror camera zooms out a little bit, it kind of backs up, you see that you're on the deck of a ship, right? Doesn't seem too odd, right? You've been on ships before. You've done some seafaring combat. But then the mirror camera zooms out another layer, and in the backdrop are a countless sea of stars. And you realize that this man who is fighting something, there is this octopus-looking creature, not a nautiloid, but an actual like octopus in space of sorts, almost like as legends would tell, as you're a seafaring individual, almost imagine like a space kraken. And it is wrapped around this vessel that is just kind of floating in space, and there are people fighting the tendrils off, and it's just like just snapping the mast, it's snapping everything, it's just destroying this boat. And here you are, or this man that looks a lot like you, fending this creature off. I mean, he probably seems like he's doing more than anybody else. Like you see this guy hit a tendril, and it just completely recoils away from the ship, but another tendril wraps around in another spot, and this kind of goes on and on and on, and this back and forth, and then it flashes again to another scene. A man that looks exactly like you, laying on the deck of what appears to be another ship, as the camera zoomed in specifically on the kind of an overhead shot. Mirror camera kind of zooms in this overhead shot of what looks like a beaten and bloodied version of yourself. A crowd of people surrounding you. Did any original sin too much? I have played it, but there's also space krakens in my game. And it kind of looks like this guy who looks surprisingly like you is on his like last legs and breathing heavily, like blood pouring out of his mouth and off his body, and people are doing their best to like bandage this guy, and he just weakly reaches up to some of them and says something, but you can't hear it because it's a reflection. And then his hand falls to the ground, lifeless. And you see these scenes, these events of great heroism and death over and over and over. Different vessels, same person, different people. And as the final image kind of goes through, the final image goes through, the only sound that can echo as you read their lips and try and interpret what they're saying, the only word that really seems to come to mind is thank you and hero. And then the mirror turns to the side as if disappearing again into whatever state of existence it was in.
So Zed, I think Zed's still just standing there. Probably blinks a couple times, and it just takes a moment. And then thinks
Fucking mosquito must have bit me. Damn it. Ow.
I wish to be where Inanna is.
So, as everybody's making a countdown, and you saw all that, they wish to be where you are, and you wish to be where they are.
Oh, we're all gonna merge into one being, aren't we? That would be something. Multiple personalities.
I'll just roll a dice to see who. Doesn't really matter except for where you are.
Which is the dominant personality,
Yep,
obviously.
I double rolled it. So 4. So Zed, you appear in front of the rest of the group in the blink of an eye.
Zed!
Just as they're
Right,
about
that
to
was-
like count
we were
down to
just-
like 1.
We were just about to come toward you. What happened?
That was weird.
Did the
I
dragon
don't know,
attack
we were
you?
all- No, we were all doing the countdown, and I guess I counted too long. I don't know.
Insight check. Oh,
Let's see. Okay, hold on.
Because that was a long
you
wait
got.
for. So there's a little
How do I do? Okay, here we go.
deception.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, come on, DM.
Okay.
Don't give it away.
Deception.
It's just you said on the count of 5, right?
3?
Well, that's how I messed up. Yeah, all right. I probably should have known
Okay.
3 would have been faster.
You know what? Inanna, having been separated from them, she's just gonna be like, looking at Chaw's wings and Kozik's black diamond is just gonna do this.
Oh fuck!
Nice.
Who's that
I
for?
miss you, Zedrun.
Oh no! Do I roll
Okay.
again? Do I get to roll again?
No, because I was just. You're just. Everybody's here at the same time, so.
Dang it! Okay.
Inanna looks at you and she's just smiles and she's like, yeah. A very long 2 seconds, no doubt. I didn't know you were that bad at counting, Zedrun.
So
Your pirate
you
history
can-
clearly
you can
speaks for
definitely
itself.
you can definitely tell Zed is he's hiding something. There was intention for him to stay behind. Maybe you're not necessarily sure why or what he was doing, but he's definitely lying.
Yeah. Inanna's context clues for why she's putting it together like this is specifically because number 1, that clearly wasn't 2 seconds, and like if you're gonna do it like on the count of 10 would at least have been a better joke
He said 1.
than count of 5.
Mhm.
2 seconds clearly
Busted.
not enough for the disparity there. Number 2, she knows that Zedrun is particularly curious about his past and has been very curious about everything that's been going on. She might not have known what he asked, but she can gather it's probably something that he wants. Either she thinks that he was trying to see his captain, because seeing her brother's on her mind, or he was trying to find out some information about himself.
I think that tracks as far as
Now, she's not going to say
like
any of it.
your,
She's just going to tease him for being bad at counting. But like she's giving you a knowing smile. She's like, She
And,
knows that you're
I-
smart. She's just fucking with
let me-
you.
I was gonna say too, a caveat to that, which could add to this being a little bit of a mishap for Zed. Uh, you know that he is a scoundrel and loves coin. For him to miscount
Yeah.
probably anything is definitely odd.
Like, she's like, damn. Scurvy got you, boy. Scurvy
see-
got you bad.
See, it's like Zed and I guess Inanna's just kind of like we meet eyes, and Zed's eyes are just a bit wider than normal, but he's just trying to not like you could tell he's he's putting on a show a bit.
Like, oh no. She's not gonna say anything. She just thinks it's funny to know these things. It's her job to keep an eye on the party, after all. In all ways. And then she's like, okay, so, fucked up place. And then she's like, Zedrin, do you see anything in the sky?
Well, yeah.
Obviously the mountain, but like, anything else?
I mean, it looks like the sky. Lots of clouds.
Before you guys showed up, I saw a fucking eye, but I can't
The party mom.
quite
Oh
say
boy.
if
if
it
she's
was
a
more
party
just
mom,
me sort of making something out of nothing, or like, making something out of the clouds, but like, that's not really like me. I stopped doing that at least at 3 when I started gaining dark vision.
I'm still very curious about if we can have some sort of a way to figure out just where we are. Opal, I know you were able to look at the map, and it was not as detailed, obviously, but is there anything here that you recognize features of the land or whatnot that might give you some sort of knowledge as to where we might be in relevance to where we were?
Sure, I can take a look around. Would that be survival or investigation, DM?
let me try.
Like,
Probably
figure out where we
survival.
are.
Just
Gotcha.
trying to figure out where you are.
16.
16, you have no idea where you are.
Huh.
Niavara is in fact looking at Zedrin, and she's like, okay, I'm pausing this for a second here. Zedrin, do you think we're still in the material? I can't say where we are. All I can say is that this is not natural. This is something like Thelanis. This is the fucking fairy tale books.
There was a
Well, I
doorway
can
through that
yeah,
cabin. Maybe we
I
should go
definitely
back
feel
to the
like
cabins.
I was gonna say I definitely feel like we're somewhere that's not got really. There's something not right about this place, that's for sure. With given all the Charles got wings.
Yeah. And he
Um,
apparently wished them into existence, and we teleported. Like, I can't even see where the cabin initially was. I just sort of thought myself here, and I found myself here by myself at the base of the mountain. And she's actually going to do survival checks. She's going to try and estimate how far the mountains were from where the cabin was, and do very poorly.
From how tiny the mountains were, from how they are now, days.
Days out in an instant. Again, it's
If it's all
one
flatland,
thing
yeah, you
to
can see them.
say, we found ourselves next to some strange new thing. We should probably double check where in the map we are. We got dropped off by some great creature. No. We're getting teleported at this point. And like, there's no rune circle on the bottom. Cha has given himself wings. I'm assuming that there's some bullshit going on here. I can't quite tell what. My brain is not giving me any ideas.
What's the big
Religion
deal,
has
you
failed
guys?
me.
This
It's
isn't a big
something out
problem.
of a
It's just another
story.
world.
Yeah,
It's
like
all out of a
Thelanis.
story. Your world's from out of a story. This is out of a story. Who cares? Let's use it to our advantage. We can go wherever we want. Maybe we can find a way into the astral plane from here.
That
Maybe we can
sounds
get
like a
knowledge
bad
about our various
idea.
quests here.
I'm more or less
Maybe we can
thinking,
find a ship here.
yeah,
Maybe
Chaw,
there's a city here.
I think everything that you're bringing up, uh, we will find. Does that make sense?
Oh,
But I
we
don't.
have to think what
I
we
think,
want.
yeah, I think anything that we are looking for, where we are currently, we will happen to find, which inherently is unnatural, especially given that it's so easily attainable. I think, to Inanna's point, this is not right. We're in some
It's
sort of imaginary. This
plain.
is all fake.
That's what I meant by
But
Thalanis. Thalanis is
but
like
we
the
are. Well, I don't fucking know what
storybook.
Colonus is. Um,
It's a storybook.
but um, but we are here. But we are actually here somewhere. And if this whole realm is somewhat imaginary or magical or whatnot, yeah, then instead of trying to explore more, I think trying to leave is probably our best bet. And the only thing that I could think of, the way we got here was through the cabins. One of those cabins is gone now, but there is still one left.
We can bring it back. I mean, come on. Haven't you ever had dreams?
Not like this.
Yes, but it's more or less kind of one of those things that do you want to wake up?
I guess I can understand why you're so worked up about this, you guys. But why can't we use it?
Why?
Because I
None of it
don't
will
think it's
stay.
I don't think it's real, Chaw. I think we're
It doesn't
perpetually
matter that it's not real. It's a
we're per,
place to travel. Maybe we can
we're
travel within it to where we're trying to get.
I
If we
I'm
can
I'm
cross a desert
personally
in 2 seconds,
I'm undoubted that we would be able to do that, but we would be perpetuating our thoughts. Wherever we think that we want to go, I don't know if it makes sense, but in my thoughts, whatever we think we're going to go, we're going to get there, but we won't really be there.
okay, let's get real then. There was a doorway to this place that was real, and it was there in that place, and Opal got burnt by the other thing on the other side. So
Oh
there are
yeah.
real entries to this imaginary place. So maybe we can find a doorway to where we want to go that is real and get there now instead of trying to get a ship or palaver with some jerk off from another, city who's arrogant and has a ship. Maybe there's a doorway here to the astral plane where we're trying to get.
Well,
And we will ourselves to
I
it and see if
understand
we can go there.
I understand where you're coming from. I guess to test that theory, we've all been wishing or wanting for things. Um, maybe it's taking a lesson that we learned from uh, the Feywilds just being direct. Maybe one of us should wish for that possible door that you're looking for there, Chaw. Might not even
Okay,
have
so
to go
what I'm
looking.
thinking,
It
what
might
I'm
just
thinking is that it's probably in a place just like the door with the cabins. So if we all like, picture or imagine and say out loud, we want a door to the astral world. And maybe we all show up at the same place.
we might not even have to teleport anywhere. It might just show up here if we ask for it.
Maybe. Sure.
That's
Okay,
all I'm
fine.
suggesting.
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
Charles gonna close his eyes. We want a doorway to the astral plane. Here.
And a door appears in front of you, just out of
Okay.
nowhere.
Okay. Okay, before we do this, is there anything else you all would want here? I know it's not real, but anything that could help us on our adventure before we continue forward.
I
Anything like, Kozik, did you learn anything about your diamond from your imagination of it? Zed, do you want to know anything about your crew or your captain or how they're
There's
doing
a
or
bump
anything
on my
like that?
head where a mosquito bit me. God
I don't know
darn
if
it.
it's true knowledge, but maybe it's helpful. Nana, whatever
Um,
it is you're seeking on this adventure, do you want to try to find it or learn something about it here? Opal, same thing.
Hmm.
all right. Wow, I guess it can't hurt. Uh, I wish to know if when I encounter the black diamond, will it be in this form as an actual gem, a black gem?
So you wish to know? Okay.
Sure, I wish to know
I'm trying to
something.
think
I
it
don't know.
like you're interpreting the wording. Um so the gem that was in your hands shatters into a bunch of little shards.
Ah, interesting.
Why is everything so cryptic? Okay.
And this is
Great.
only
So,
something that Zed saw, right, in his vision, but he didn't share it with anybody. That the shard had, that the crystal had broken into pieces somehow.
right.
Well,
Okay, so none of us would know that.
Kozik saw it shatter in his dream as well.
Oh, okay,
He
gotcha.
just saw it from a different perspective.
Well, that's something. At least I don't have to carry that around anymore.
So the crystal is broken? Is that the idea? It's not in a single piece anymore?
Perhaps the more questions you ask, the more answers you receive. Urgh, so frustrating. Okay.
Well, how are you supposed to
Okay.
find the black diamond if it's in a whole bunch of pieces?
That's a good question. Are you supposed to bring all the pieces back together or something? Has your
Yeah,
lady given you
is it
any?
you that's supposed to fix it?
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow. Hadn't thought of that.
Was it the
Also,
dwarves who
Kozik,
had the
can you roll me a
diamond in the
D100?
past?
I need a
Let
little
me roll
rolly
D100.
roll from Kozik here. Sammy, hit the button.
Good number.
Oh,
27. Okay. Okay. So on a 27. Yeah, no, nothing happens.
Ah, felt like something was right there on just the front of my mind, but it disappeared. Oh well.
I mean, if anybody has blanks in their memories, this is a good place to like get it out, right? Like I didn't know anything about these wings, so I just wanted to see if, try it on. I
do you
wonder
feel
if maybe
better?
my parents. I do, yeah. I wonder if my parents maybe clipped them or if they're a sign of something to come. But
I
I
mean,
saw them in that. It was interesting.
in her mirror, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Zed, maybe we could. I don't know if it would happen, but maybe we could get a doorway to Marn if you want to finish the fucker off.
you see him kind of look down, and his eyes might glaze over a little bit. And he blinks a couple times, and he'll look up to Chaw. Hey, mate. As far as things that we all might want answers for. Don't you have some questions as well? Maybe about that key? Maybe where it
Oh,
goes?
that's a good
I,
question.
I think I know. I had a vision that you and I shared. It's in the astral plane. So here's our door, and
Well,
it's a cloudy mass, and it sounds like the key would enter that to break the seal that holds Gravel. I mean, it's been clarified. I don't know what else.
Well, I'm more or less
it's as
thinking
clear as
if
day.
it's just a door to the astral plane and not necessarily, you
It
might be
sounds like
specific on what we're looking for.
this key is a door to the prison of Gravel.
All right. Well, do you want to maybe find that door?
I mean, I just imagined this door to the astral plane. That's where I don't know where on the astral plane, like,
I
Well,
but
We
I
don't. I don't think we
imagined.
have to know. That's what I'm saying, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I imagined a door to the astral plane, and I
yeah.
mean, I
So
wish that I
um,
find the gate on the other side that I'd use this lock, this key with. That's what I imagined.
well, assuming this
OOC.
is a. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is OOC. I'm picturing the reason that I'm being specific is like if you asked for a door to the astral plane, that could put us anywhere in the astral plane.
Okay, you got a point there. Yeah, I
But
guess more specifically, Cha imagined it would be to the destination, which is.
Okay, so that
It
was the
sounds like
suggestion there.
it
Makes
was
sense.
all wrapped together. From our visions, it sounds like
True.
your ship being attacked by that creature with your crew we're also running away from that cloud, which I'm trying to get
No,
to.
we sailed
So it sounds
into
like
the
it was all
cloud.
there. Okay, they sailed into it. Was
So
that the thing?
yeah. So it's again to your point. If that's it,
Yeah,
like I just wanted to be specific.
sure.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
I get what you're going. Okay.
It's like it's all there.
Well, um,
Inanna, do you want to know anything about the creature pursuing you? Could this be a place where you learned something?
she has in fact taken out her mirror and she is sort of like turning away from you and like in a very quiet whisper she's asking to look for. She wants to see Veldrin.
Oh, interesting.
So for in that moment, you mentioned Veldrin, and there's your brother. However, he is not doing what he normally does. He's not reading a book. His nose isn't in the pages. He's fighting someone. You see that he is going toe to toe with, well, you can't really see who because it's only focused on Veldrin, as per request. Um, and you see like it's sort of like sword locking, like they're swinging swords at each other, and there's another sword, and they're clashing, and there's like this cross swords going on, and you just see like Veldrin ducking and weaving and like dodging, and then him taking up arms and repeating the same.
With a sort of sinking feeling in her gut, she asks to see her twin.
So the image in the mirror zooms out just a little bit. Now you know who Veldrin's fighting.
Whoa.
What does she look like?
She looks exactly like you. Well, old you.
Where does they look to be? Like the Underdark?
You can't tell.
Her gut sinks. She holds the mirror a little tighter. I don't know if I wanted these answers, and I don't think you wanted me to know them either.
You talking to?
To the party in general. They asked her, like, if she wanted to look for something.
Why would you think we wouldn't want you to find what you're looking for?
I would want to go back.
Well, go back where? Where to?
My twin has found Veldrin. I wanted to see him.
Oh, fuck. Is there a way to use this place to know where they were? Possibly.
I don't recognize it.
Well, we should go there first. Let's picture a doorway or a gateway to Veldrin. Can't just leave him there with your fucked up twin. Right?
Veldrin's definitely still part of the company as far as I'm concerned.
You'd actually go back for him? You could see that she's actually visibly upset.
Of course. My lady is about the redemption and of the drow. Your brother's drow. Let's go get him. Cha tries to imagine Veldrin and a doorway or gateway or just something as close to Veldrin as possible.
A door appears.
Listen, I know how you feel about the Elistre, Inanna, but she wanted to bring the drow into the light. So let's go save your fucking brother. Cha opens the door. It'll open.
On the other side, there's darkness, just like before. Like when you open the door, there's just, you can't see through it.
Here we go.
And roll me a perception check as you... Actually, everybody can roll me a perception. 24, 13, 21. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm missing one. Missing one from Opal.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect.
That's
Oh,
the
man.
second time. That's
How many? Yeah, is that two?
That's two.
Damn.
Damn, you got the same roll as
Time
Opal.
for your Nat 20.
Natty
Your
ones.
Nat 20's coming next.
Right?
Wow, you were
Underway.
reflecting all the roles of the party right now, Sammy.
Level 1.
You don't even perceive that you're now level 1 again. I got him.
Oh.
So on a 24
Oh my
and a
god, we
21.
should imagine ourselves being level 20 right now before we go through. Wouldn't that be
So-
awesome?
On a 24 and a 21, as you imagine the door, it appears, and you're about to step through. Let's see, Inanna and Zed witness, like, you realize something. This mountain in front of you, it's not a mountain. It's some kind of a creature covered in stone.
Oh yeah.
Very well hidden.
I wasn't
Whoa.
imagining an eyeball.
It looks, imagine like some kind of like reptile wrapped around a mountain, like completely and utterly wrapped around it. And like at the top, like now that you notice it, now that you're there, you kind of, yeah, that would be like, if that was a claw right there. Yeah, that's weird. There was a head right there, that would be like the head of it. And if there were wings, yeah, I could see like the wings kind of folded around like that. Oh, they've already had a trip on a land turtle, actually, in the Feywild.
Inanna really freaked out because her brother's in danger from her theoretically insane sister. Somehow also more freaked out about the giant creature, like, okay, we do have to go. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to mess with that.
And as you
Are
start
you alright?
saying that, the ground shakes,
That.
and the door that was opened shuts.
You
Maybe not
actually
necessarily
hear,
through like something closing it, but just from the rumbling, like when you're in an earthquake, and like the doors kind of just rattle, they open and shut, kind of thing. And yeah, the ground just starts to rumble, and the door just kind of closes.
oh fuck.
And you see the eyes that you saw before in Neovara that were like in the clouds. Like imagine this in the same way that what's the cat's name in in the fucking fairy tale? God damn.
Sabrina.
It's the Cheshire Cat. Like
Cheshire.
Yeah.
yeah, imagine like there's no body but just eyes that go from the sky, the clouds, to the mountain, to where a head of some kind of a reptilian creature would be.
Oh god.
And since you're at the base of the mountain, you'd imagine as this rumbling happens that like rocks would be falling and you'd be having to dodge and duck between boulders and stones falling. But no. There's no awkward dislodging of stone. There's no shattering of rock. It's almost like the mountain itself turned into like maybe a liquid, but it's definitely not liquid. Maybe like a solid? No. Imagine living rock, if you would. And at that point, you see this draconic hit, this massive draconic head forming, and it starts to lower itself. Oh, ooh, like imagine like in shows where there's like a gecko, or what's it, not a chameleon that's just like obviously, you know, TV sized, but like a gecko just appearing in like a mountain and just kind of crawls down, kind of thing, kind of like that.
You mentioned
we-
a living rock. I feel like all of us just peer over at Opal.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is that your dad?
I think her dad's a human.
My dad is in fact a human.
I guess we know why a dragon was guarding those cabins.
Uh
And it's kind of like at the same moment as you're putting the mirror away, give me you roll a 24. Like as you're putting the mirror away, the scene continues. You never wish for the scene to stop. And you see Veldrin managing to escape somebody. But you're also a little distracted trying to stare at this mountain too. But it's you kind of get the feeling that
is getting away from her.
correct. But you know that he is still in relative danger because you know your sister. You know how relentless he can be, especially considering how she's interacted with you.
Oh god, okay.
Wow, she's fighting with her own actual brother.
Well, they never met.
Right.
Veldrin doesn't know her. He might have assumed it was me coming to find him. And I know he
Veldrin.
told me to go, but And she wipes away some tears.
She could be going after your whole family.
I wouldn't care for anyone but Veldrin. She can go
And they
after
wouldn't
all of
even.
them.
They might not even know it's not you.
I think they'd know.
Huh.
I'm too afraid of them.
Well, one thing at a time.
Big fuck off dragon first.
Yeah, that's kind of fun to
Well,
think.
if this is our last time together, my friends, it's been awesome, and I'll see you on the other side.
She takes out her knives. Yeah.
And this creature makes its way down to you, down to the ground level, the base of the mountain, where there are currently 2 doors. One that you'd assume to be to an astral plane, and one to what you would assume to be to wherever Veldrin is currently. And this large creature does not take very long to make its way down until it is standing in front of you. And you realize it was kind of coiled around this mountain, so it's there's still mountain there, but it was definitely taking up the bulk, like it was just wrapped around it. And as such, it merely takes a seat in front of you. This massive stone composition draconic entity. And it tilts its head. And then we end the session there.
Evil,
Nice.
but perfect.
Being
Well
corralled
done.
by lizards.
There are a lot of reptilian creatures in this story. It's true.
You also
Oh,
said that about cats.
There are a lot of cats. Wow, intriguing.
Nice.
I was just about to
Do any of our characters know anything about the astral plane?
Within the game, I don't think
'Cause
anybody's been
yeah,
there.
it's like, what do we do
Right.
when we get there? How do we travel?
We were gonna go and learn something about it.
Do
Yeah.
we
As our
just sort of
mission,
like
but
float in
suddenly
there
we
and go
get.
up and down?
I thought, I mean, out of character, I thought that if once you're there, it's kind of like what we're doing here. Like you can think your way around. Like your intelligence is like your new speed modifier.
Nope.
Um,
It is.
if that
It's
not it.
like the material plane, because you did some reading on it. So
Uh-huh.
it's not nearly that mystical. It's space.
So we still have to fly around and stuff, or walk around.
Oh, or and breathe potentially.
Correct,
If it's in
because
space.
from your reading, at least the basics, there's no air in space.
Okay, that's good to know.
Would have
We
been very
shouldn't-
bad.
Yeah. Oh, see, I was like, it's gonna be real bad if we just walk through this door.
Oh yeah, horrible.
What they don't know is it still would have been in this realm.
Funny. But like
Its version
rock
of
and roll
crew,
characters,
the
etc.
astral.
Your
But I'm
crew
not going to
is
tell
like
them that until they
wandering
do some
around without
research.
any air masks. That was very interesting, by the way, what Zed's little vision was. Was that like the multiverse? Like, what was that? That was a trip. It's like multiversal Zed.
I have a thought of what it could be.
Oh.
Zed's seeing
was
potentially the
intriguing.
perspective of each of the different shards.
Oh.
So that's interesting. Are the shards all a totally different person, like in different places and different realities, or
I don't know.
different? I mean, that's wild.
Right now, Sammy,
And
my
they
games
were
are
like all
full.
heroes. Was that the thing? There was sort of an overarching thought that they were all heroic, or
Yeah, there was the message of
But I only really
hero
run
and
2 games right
thankful,
now.
I think.
uh,
My
Very,
second
very
game, I run will be
vaguely.
tomorrow with a different group, save for one person. So there's
Zed's
that.
the Black Crystal.
Yeah, maybe so. Pack him up.
Oh no! What would Kozik do if he found out Zed was the Black Diamond?
I would say if you rolled higher on that D100, there would have been some interest in, I feel like. But I did
Certain
not pick
insight.
low for that roll, so
Wow. Getting ever closer to fundamental truths.
Wow. I wonder what Saudi could do in this place to like know about character.
also I had for this session, because I'm trying to figure out how to implement a fun little system that this Twitch chat can be a part of.
Mhm.
Because somebody brought it up before, and they were just like, "What if I use my gift sub to like have something happen to the party?" I was like, "That seems interesting, I guess."
Oh,
But I don't want people to
no.
be like, "Give me money to do stuff to the
Random-
party." But then at the same rate,
Random encounter kind of stuff.
yeah. So this time, Sammy here, I had them test it for me because I have Stream Elements, the dice roller. So I was like, give me can you give me a quick little like roll here, and then let me know good or bad. And they rolled a 9, and it was bad. And then the mist rolled in, and a giant draconic creature attacked the cabin.
Oh, okay. Cool way
Spooky.
to move the plot forward in unpredictable ways. Sure.
I mean, I
Thanks,
want to
Sammy.
test it. It's a system
Actually,
I'm working
Opal
on.
should thank Sammy.
Yeah, right?
I think Opal did that to Opal's self.
Yeah.
Because you remember the last time something like that happened to Opal, where you guys were like, "Hey Opal, go ahead and Thunderwave. It'll be fine." And then this time they're like, "Hey Opal, crack that door open. It'll be fine."
It
Opal needs
was
some better
fun.
friends. Joking, of course.
This is what happens when you're peer pressured into opening doors and thunderwaving.
Put on the
Opal's
armor
fun.
first and
Well, if I
Thunderwave at a
wasn't so-
higher level.
Well, I need to. Opal needs to do a whole bunch of things for her armor to be worthwhile to put on. Because remember, all of her armor features are on her old armor.
This is
That's
the
fair.
place. Imagine it all switching over, fixing it up.
So we were asking about like things that people might want to look into and stuff
yeah.
like that. Retroactively, can Zed wish that he's level 20?
I think that'd be
How would he even know that, though? In your head, you're already level 20, wouldn't you be?
I don't know.
Because we're so confident
He doesn't really know how old he
in
is.
our abilities. Yeah, would we even know what levels are?
A 3
Like that's all.
Warforged
No,
cleric.
character
Oh, look,
wouldn't. Of course not.
Essentially, we
Hey,
have
Zed, what
a
level are you at? Let's talk about it. What
Opal
traits
is
do you
a
get at level
variant
10?
Warforged that I came up with called an
Really?
Azarian.
Well, yeah, given
They
this
are
pamphlet that I was-
multi-class.
Naturally
with-
given this
forming
pamphlet that I was
Warforged,
given
which
at a
is
young age, it seems to be.
Oh, I'll let them finish.
A pamphlet. You're in a Ponzi scheme for leveling up.
Yeah, so pretty much it's a variant Warforged I made
Yeah,
that
that was fun. We didn't die.
was inspired The wizards that made
Yeah,
Warforged were
yeah,
inspired by
yeah.
this
Yeah,
race.
we
So
haven't died yet.
I think we're getting closer though.
To dying. Yeah.
Unless we're already all dead.
and
We
just
have
a,
been
I can
the whole
also
game
only
anyway.
and,
I
and
can
just a
only
tidbit of
imagine,
emotional terrorism from a DM.
of course. I can only imagine
Emotional
Sorry throughout this whole session, just like, I told you so. We shouldn't have been here. We shouldn't have gone in the cabin.
Guys, I told
She
you.
does seem to be
We
that
shouldn't
voice
have
in
been
our group,
here.
huh? She is
She
the
was the
voice
one that
that's
was
like,
like,
you
yeah,
guys,
we need to
stop
leave
fucking
here.
around with
I
that
think
thing.
that this is
and let's
just a
keep
very
moving.
bad idea, if you will.
She is that voice. It does give us all us rebels an extra added
I don't know why, but I've
oomph
got
to
a
do
really bad
exactly the
feeling about
opposite
this. And then
thing.
we're all like, no, sorry, it's fine. And then we're getting teleported into different planes and chased by dragons. And
Change is
so,
such a good idea, actually. It helps us grow. Heart emoji.
It's important to have a voice of reason that we ignore.
yeah, that's how you, again, that's how you grow.
Had us in the
Right?
first half. Yeah, for sure. Inanna is so proud of the influence she's had over the entire party as the orchestrator for change.
It's appropriate she would take credit for that.
She would.
Yeah.
It's her
Also,
religion, her mandate.
before
Evolution, everyone. Good
before
job.
we wrap up
Mhm.
and forget again, inspiration.
Yeah, who wants it?
Hey.
Didn't Kozik use his?
I used mine.
Yeah, I
Zedgren
used
also
mine. I
used
used
his, I
mine.
believe.
And Zed used his, so
I used mine
Yeah.
last session. I didn't have one.
oh, you don't have one, huh?
Honestly, I vote to give it to Chubb because he saved me from absolutely getting murdered.
That's true.
Actually, I had 3 critical failures this one session. 2 of them weren't terrible. The one of them was on a saving throw. Which
I
can I
think
just
that's
say,
fascinating.
not great.
That's fascinating to vote for someone to get inspiration because they used their inspiration for
You saved
a
me.
person.
I will not complain.
That's just kind of cool. I don't think we've done that before. Like, it's where we vote to give inspiration because someone used inspiration.
Well, because normally when we do that, it's still a failure.
That's true. We usually have 3 in a row, and then maybe on the 4th,
Like, yeah, let
one
me
that the
use
entire
my
party
inspiration,
used.
and then you roll lower, and we're like, okay, well,
Ah,
no
yeah.
one give him inspiration anymore.
This one did actually work. What is that? Maybe the
It
3rd
did.
one ever?
Yeah. Not only did you save me from a critical failure, but I ended up actually. Did I? I think I made it. But
I know
Yeah,
you
you
were
made
gonna
it.
die, huh?
yeah, I might have actually.
Yeah, you never really
died.
described how you gave him the inspiration, but I think it was the
Oh,
heat of the moment. See what I did there?
Oh,
Fire dash.
you know
Thanks.
that's funny you say that because Cha is an infernal creature, so he has heat resistance. So I figure that maybe he could have just dove in front, took a brunt, or I don't know, deflected it somehow, or pulled him out of the way.
The
I don't know,
magic of Ki.
something that. Yeah.
Monastic abilities.
Used
Well, in
his
that case, it's
wings.
just because he's
Use these new
tiefling.
wings to make a gust of wind.
Ooh, yeah! I blew some of the heat aside. You know,
If he
I don't
did
care
that,
how
that would
long
have
the
triggered
wings
one of
last
my
at this
hidden
point. I'm
conditions
so
that I have not
happy
told anybody
that I got
about,
to use
except
them
for people who
2
don't play my
seconds.
games,
That's terrific.
which is
Whether
fun.
they stay or not, I don't care.
They haven't unlocked that
Pretty
achievement
awesome.
yet.
I never imagined Cha with wings, so that was really one of the coolest ideas ever from the DM. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was
So who
your
gets the
idea. You
inspiration?
wish for him.
Okay, we had 1 vote. Opal for
Yeah,
Cha.
I vote for Cha.
I'm gonna vote.
I haven't told you
I'm gonna
guys
vote
what
for Zed for
the result
constantly
of that would be,
lying to us
but it's something.
about what's going on in his situation and mostly getting
Something
away
fun.
with it.
Mostly.
Two little, just tiny things. I like how I've now supplanted Niavara as the liar of the group.
Mhm.
Like, everyone's calling her a liar. She's been fairly honest recently.
This is true.
Unlike
It's been
Zedrin, who used to
it's
be
been
pretty
weird, yeah.
honest.
I don't know if she's a liar. She's just a rabble rouser.
She likes to keep things
She's a
to herself.
trickster.
I
vote-
Now
think
she's
I
got a
vote for
lot on her
Opal.
mind.
What was that, Kozik? Sorry.
I vote for Opal because Opal is actually, with all our failed rolls, to bust open the door. So that was cool.
I was
That
gonna
was
vote
cool.
for Opal. I was gonna vote for Opal as well, yeah.
Opal actually managing to pull the door open. That was-
Well,
It's an easy
and
task.
Pulling-
No one could do it.
That's true. That was
opening the door, door, having the brunt of that
dragon
attack,
breath.
and then
and surviving.
but then also working on potentially being able to use this armor. You know, we're
Mhm.
Yeah.
Opal
you go.
did all sorts of stuff.
Next session, I need to get all of my armorer feats or armorer abilities onto this new set of armor.
Yeah, if only you
Great.
had that on.
If only we live.
I'll get it on.
There you
soon.
go, Opal. It's all yours.
Yay! Thank you.
You want to use it immediately and offset that perception of that? Just kidding.
No.
Watch him get
Oh.
another natural one.
Yeah, just
Don't
seriously.
say it like that. We're going to come back next week, and the first roll I do is going to be a nat one.
First roll you
I'm
do is gonna be a
manifesting it
fucking
right now.
a nat 20.
No, you need a nat 20 now. You've had
I was
two
gonna
in a row.
say it's pent up
Yeah.
dice aggression.
These digital dice like to give us nat ones in a row and then one nat 20.
And you're gonna get a nat 20 on like a history check about an ant or something.
Now you've cursed it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said anything.
It'll be totally useless nat 20 for something that's like, yep,
Who knows? Maybe
you
it'll
know
be
that it's
something
you
make
know
fun of.
that's a rock. It's
It's
really a rock.
definitely a door.
It's an
it's such a
interesting
rock.
looking rock.
This
You've
this
never seen
cabin
something
is
more
not a
rock-like.
living creature.
Yep, that's real wood. Walnut, in
real.
fact.
Yeah.
With
You want me to
with
tell you
a-
how old it is? I don't give a fuck, DM.
with a light lacquer on the outside that smells a bit turpentine. Yep.
You can tell
Little did the
goblins actually
player
put this
know.
together.
The answer
Goblin.
to how old the wood of the door was critical information that would have given away the master plot. Mwahahaha.
You know the
True.
history of the lumber company that chopped this wood to make this cabin.
All
They
right.
actually, back when they first started, had nefarious sort of
So with that, is there speculating all of the flights and downfalls and story hooks related to wood-based history checks? Yeah, that was episode 80. 80. 80 episodes later. So, yeah, that was fun. And thank you guys for being here. Sammy, thanks for the rolls and utterly terrifying the party. And potentially almost murdering one. Congratulations. Clap, claps all around. Clap, 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 clap. So tomorrow, we will be back at it. 5:30 Pacific is our time in which we do so. Let me get this scene. Boop. So we start at 5:30 tomorrow. Different group for the most part, different feel. They're about to essentially go into, as they kind of has interpreted, haunted house, quote unquote. So that's going to be a lot of fun to get them to go through a little dungeon there. Yeah. Beyond that, I usually get the VODs of these sent up to the YouTubes. Usually by about Sunday, sometimes earlier. Usually at the latest, it's Mondays. I can get them up. But yeah, I do this every week. I should say, sorry, we do this every week. Game starts at 7:30, about 7:40 usually Pacific, and yeah, we do it on Twitch. So if y'all's watching it on the YouTubes, then feel free to drop by, say hello. I usually stream every day of the week except for the weekends. So sorry, every weekday. So with all the announcement and all that blah 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 and useless chatter and from me, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. So thank you guys for being here once again. Thanks for allowing me to do this, and hopefully it's as entertaining for you guys as it is for us. That's the goal. And I just got rated. Look at that. So, hey there, Gooseroony. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Hey there, Waggy. What's up? What's up? Hello, hello. I was actually just about to end here. Because I gotta get this video uploaded to the Ubles Tubles. Howdy doody. Howdy howdy. Let's see. Well, since we have a captive audience, let's raid somebody, shall we? So, who is doing D&D? I should do a shout out first. So, we are gonna send y'alls to somebody. Let's see who. Like I said, this will be up on the YouTubes eventually, hopefully. Uh, 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 um, it's not D&D. What the heck? So the thing is, don't know any of these folks, so let's take a look, see. What's going on here? Um, okay. I think I may have found somebody to send y'alls to in the same vein of D&D. I think I have a couple options now. Hey, they're using Foundry also. And a hex grid. Neat. All right. All right. We will mosey over here. Uh-oh. Twitch? Hello? Oops. Don't know who this person is, but, you know, I've been raided by, you know, random people before, so I think it could be fun to just do a random raid today. Why not? So let's go say hello to this person. They have a neat little setup looking. Seem like they got pretty good audio, pretty decent little setup, pretty simple. So let's see what they're up to. All right. So with that, I suppose until we meet again next time, adventurers. Hope you have a good evening or morning, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. But until then, party on.